Alright, what's up guys? Evan here with another live stream. Y'all already see the title, Q&A, and a One Piece 3D 2Y live reaction. And we're gonna do a live reaction depending on when they drop the stream. Crunchyroll says like in 4 hours, but I think they might drop it in like 5 hours if you're not a member. But I'm subscribed to Crunchyroll, so I don't know how that's gonna work out, but we'll see if the stream is up for that long. But other than that, really, we're just gonna answer some questions. And the first question, let me let you guys introduce yourselves. Go ahead.
I agree.
You already know. It's Mr. Get More Cheeks. Anybody? I'm talking to a Hispanic girl right now. I'm texting her while I'm on the stream. But you know, subscribe to my channel. I drop reviews whenever I want to.
Agreed, that's mad funny. Unexpected Warner. Google Squad got a few titles. Anime manga reviews, episode reviews, real life discussions. I just do things when I want to, how I want to. Whatever. Just pull a Luffy. What's up, y'all?
Alright, the first question is Kirosagi asked this question. He was like, is Sakura a bad character and why?
I'm gonna let you go
first. Because I already done a video on this one. Bree, you want to go first on that one?
Alright, I'll go first. Alright. First off, in my opinion, Sakura is a pit. Like she's like one of those, like, you know, one of those things that like just bothers you. Like it just bothers you because you're like, why did you do that? Like, it's like, the thing is, first of all, when Naruto beat Pain, Naruto. Now that Sasuke is back in the picture, she's on Sasuke. She's not going to end up with anybody. I hope she dies, actually. I really hope she dies.
Let's go!
I hope she dies. Because that's like one of my biggest pet peeves in the series. Like, if you want to be after one character, then be after that one character. Don't just hop between the two of them, like. And I bet you like they like have these side conversations during the arc. They're like, "Hey, yo, she died though." Like, and like while they're fighting, like they talk about it because she's like jumping in between both of them. But that's all I gotta say about her, really. I mean, she just get on my nerves. Like, she is a bad character, really. Like, she's just, ugh.
For me, I don't have any feelings towards Sakura. I have nothing to say about her. Like, when I watch Naruto, I really don't care about her. I mean, these last few chapters, like, she's been giving her panel time, and she's been doing some stuff. I mean, whether she's a bad character or not, I'll leave it up to the critiquers. I don't care. I don't care about her character. Like, if Sakura wasn't in the story, like, it wouldn't matter to me. Like, I don't see her as being a deciding factor. Yeah, I guess that would make her a bad character because I don't see her as a deciding factor in the story whatsoever. You know, there's stuff that she probably could do, but you could replace her with anybody else. Like, what significance is she in this? I'm not gonna go into a rant, but other than that, I don't have any feelings towards Sakura. That's my take.
I mean, what y'all said was some factual stuff. Look, man, look. Like I said, I've done videos on Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. Okay, and here's the thing about Sakura. Here's why she's a bad character. I don't hate her as a character of itself. It's because Kishimoto set out there was three roles she was supposed to fulfill. Okay, the whole thing about the connection, love kind of interest thing. There was this supposed to be intelligence. And then there was supposed to be as a Kanoichi, as a medical ninja. She doesn't fulfill any of those. That's what makes her a bad character. In every single role, she sucks. That's what makes her a bad character. In a long story short. You feel me? Like you said, she's replaced. Like, and what's so bad is if she was a secondary or minor character, I don't think people would have as much of a problem. It's the fact that she's a main character and there's forced panel time. Like, come on, bro. Like, out of here. No. And I mean, she has power and stuff, but the way Kishimoto has her to try to execute is horrid, for the most part. She doesn't develop. That's why she's a bad character. She doesn't develop.
Okay, that's all right. Question number 2 is: have you ever read Vinland Saga? If so, what's your favorite character?
I have not yet. That's one of them that's on the back burner that I plan on getting into.
I have not read Villain at all either. I'm not a real otaku. Bash me now, whoever's in the comment section.
Yeah, I'm not a real otaku as well because I haven't read it yet.
I'm about to look it up though. Let me see.
It's actually been on the back burner. I got a 40+ manga I gotta read. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, ongoing and completed. So yeah, people they say, "Oh, you ain't got this." It's like Kingdom. There's so many series I have. Like I kind of sort of know, but they just on the back burner.
I don't think I could get through Kingdom because like I don't know. I have to the artwork has to be exceptional for me to read it. Or
like people
on a medium level.
So I don't know yet. I've seen a little bit in chapter 1. I just have to continue on. I don't know. We'll see.
This question right here is going to be very interesting because this deals with One Piece, and there's like 3 questions in one. So
okay.
let me start with the first. The person goes, I have a couple of questions. Firstly, what's your in One Piece? For instance, people say that One Piece is very slow paced, which I'm sure you can relate to as in the current state of the manga, the moment of is being dragged on, and the enemy is getting closer to the manga. So pretty much, what's you guys take on how Oda writes his story?
I mean, really, my opinion, my One Piece is my favorite series out of any series I've read or watched. But I'm critical to it. Like I'll critique it to the point where it has to be perfect. So basically, it's like at points it does get dragged out to a point where it's slow, and you really don't. And you're like, well, what's the purpose of this? Like for instance, Dressrosa. Some parts of Dressrosa are slow. Like it made the arc go downhill from what it started off as. So you can't really like. It's really slow for me. Like in some points, like about Luffy running around trying to get to the 4th level and all this other stuff. Like it's really slow. Like, and I hate that. I mean, but then you got some points where it's actually vital for them to do those slow parts. So in a way, it balances it out in some circumstances, and that's my answer for that question.
I mean, my take is number 1 for the people that's slow pacing. Look. I say this about One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. All from the jump, they've been slow series. It's just that people have been marathoning. I'll be the first to say yes. There's parts that do drag out. I mean, in the Alabasta arc, in the Skypiea arc, good lord, there was a part that just after Luffy got stuck in the snake and they just like the extra. People talk about Dressrosa. Dressrosa ain't been that slow. What was slow was Punk Hazard. Punk Hazard in the manga was
but you got to think about where Dressrosa started at. Like it's almost been like what, 2 or 3 months?
It's been no. It's been over a year. It's been 50. It's chapter what? It started in 700. It's chapter 58, so it's 58 chapters.
Well, that's considerably long.
Not compared to a lot of the arcs in One Piece. That's what I'm trying to say. Most of the arcs in One Piece are quite long. This one's actually way faster than most of them, including some fan favorites like Sabaody. Sabaody was not that fast paced. Most arcs in One Piece are not that fast paced. But I agree, it does drag at times. Anyone, like, that's obvious. But that's been since day one. So, like Ed says, I think it like you said, I think it balances it out. Because Oda does bring a lot of story elements. And it's more, if you read it as an entire story or watched it as an entire series, it wouldn't be the same as what people are complaining about week to week.
Yeah, and also one thing I would like to point out too. See, I was reading a series today. It was I don't know if most of you know it or not, but it's called. I mean, I know you two know it, but it's called Toriko. Now the thing is, people compare Toriko to One Piece, and I see the similarities as basically in elements, in genre elements and stuff like that. But story wise, Toriko arcs tend to go by very, very fast. Like they don't drag anything out too long. Like, and that's, I don't know. I feel like that kind of takes away from the story because they can explain it more in depth and give us more. Like Toriko.
No, I agree. Hold off on that till you catch up, because I know exactly where you're coming from. Hold off, because there's the arcs that you're about to experience change your entire mindset. They really do. They really do. So hold off on that. I know exactly, because you're at what, the Gourmet Casino? You're finishing that?
Yeah, I'm done with the Gourmet Casino right now. I already finished that arc. I'm at
You're into the Shokurin Temple arc and a few other arcs like that. They change the story changes a lot. Let me just put it that way. So yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. But Toriko's a completely different style of story too. One Piece is an adventure story. Toriko is like, it knows sci-fi, mainly it's science fiction, but it's fantasy. Like, it's got a lot of elements going on in Toriko, so it's a completely different genre, although there are similarities.
Yeah.
All right. The second question was, what fights in One Piece are you looking forward to the most?
The fights I'm looking forward to most in One Piece, there's no particular person right now that I'm looking forward to seeing fight Luffy or any of the Straw Hats. The fights that, like, basically, the type of fights I'm looking forward to, though, are the fights that we saw with Luffy and Rob Lucci. I want those bare knuckle brawls, like, instead of, like, some gimmick of him like, I know this is disrespectful, you Doug, but some gimmick of him winning over.
No, it's not disrespectful.
Tricks, like, he uses tricks a lot, and I'm getting tired of that. I want to see him actually brawl with the person.
I don't think that's his fault. That's just Oda knowing that these dudes are too damn powerful. I mean, Sir Crocodile and Gecko Moria, two prime examples.
But if you look at the essence of all shonen, Funimation, Weekly Shonen, or whatever you want to call it, like, the main character usually has to overcome that either way with strength alone instead of just a gimmick. Like the Gateway anime itself, Dragon Ball Z, Goku basically overcomes any battle with strength alone.
The only one that you can name that most people will know. That's the only one that hasn't had a gimmick, so to say. He's the only one.
But Toriko does it too. Who else does it? You got Yu Yu Hakusho. Like, all these great series don't have these gimmicks.
Bro, I would say
Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Just throwing that out there.
I mean, Toriko, let's be real. He should have. Come on, man. You know the fact he should have died to Tommy Rod, for example. I mean, in Yu Yu Hakusho.
But that was
if it wasn't for Genkai fusing her energy, he didn't stand a chance against Toguro. So you know what I'm saying? So what do you mean by gimmick? What do you mean by it?
I mean, but like those things that you named were stated like I say a few episodes, a few chapters ahead of time before they were even shown. Like, we knew Toriko had that essence in him, that he had some type of monster or demon inside of him.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about against Tommy Rod, the first Ice Hell Continent arc.
Yeah, didn't that blue guy help him?
Or no. He was supposed to look. Tommy Rod was fusing too, and Tepe showed up. Okay. Tepe saved Toriko. Like, Toriko was supposed to die, literally. I love Toriko. I'm just speaking the facts.
Alright, well, I may be mistaken, but I'm just saying, like, in One Piece, though, like, if he's supposed to be revered as a fighter, why not give him these, you know what I'm saying, these brawls?
But he has had them throughout the series, though. I mean, I can name them throughout the series if we want to go that way. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, which ones are you talking about? Because the only one I've seen that him really brawling was Rob Lucci. Like, that was the.
You mean fight as a death match? I mean, the only other near death match. Okay, you could go. Let's see. He fought straight up. He whooped Alvita. He whooped Catmax and Morgan. That buggy fight was interesting. Captain Kuro, he took marks, but then he wiped the floor with him. The Don Krieg fight was the only one that was a near death match. That Don Krieg fight was legit. The all-on fight was legit. He should have died twice to Sir Crocodile, which was legit, to be honest with you, and he threw them hands in the third fight.
Because he had to do the water trick in that one. Like, it was just like...
That's not a trick. That's natural weakness of what sand is. If you go by nature, which is supposed to be what Logias...
Like, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's a trick. Like, if Oda didn't want... see, I don't know. Like, see, if Oda doesn't want him to basically... Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, if he... I can explain it.
He still took the L the second time. You feel what I'm saying? He knew the weakness and still took an L. So it wasn't like, oh, I just found this method and I easily beat you. No, he still took an L. You know what I'm saying? Scott Pia, it took him a couple of times to beat, an L. The Rob Lucci fight was a death match, pretty much. And, I mean, he's taking L's. Aokiji took L's to Kuma. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really see the whole gimmick element. He beat up Caesar Clown. He beat up Cody Jones. He beat up all these cats. I don't really see the gimmicks, really, to be honest with you. Maybe that's just my take. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Ed, what you think about it?
About the gimmicks thing?
Yeah.
I agree with you that we do need more Rob Lucci bros. I mean, as far as that one goes, I do agree. Because, like Greaves said, most of the fights have been pretty, like, not quick, but it's been pretty kind of easy on Luffy's part. I would think most of the fights would be a challenge. Like, for example, like the crocodile thing, that was a challenge. But at the same time, overcome that. So I could see where Oda's going with that. The Caesar thing, personally, I think Caesar could have been stronger. Oda could have presented Caesar to be a little bit stronger than what he did versus Luffy. Right. I think that was a little bit too easy. That should have been a stretch fight. Just all the other fights that Luffy's been in are kind of, half-half. Luffy should have beaten those characters easy.
Like which one?
The Pacifista fight made sense. Fights like that. Just fights that he breezes past. Those made sense. The fight versus him and Usopp was kind of simple, but at the same time, I do want Luffy to get in more Rob Lucci fights where he struggles, and right. I think Oda's going to present that, especially with the upcoming fight between him and Doflamingo.
But I see. Here's the thing, and that's actually one of the fights y'all had brought up. Now, I don't think it's going to be an all-out like people think there are for a lot of reasons. Number one, it's early in the New World. Number two, Luffy's supposed to have trained to fight guys like Doflamingo. You feel what I'm saying? I mean
even that, it was explained when the 2-year time skip was over that he's nowhere near mastering hockey at all. Like,
and I don't think Doflamingo is either.
I believe Doflamingo is, because Doflamingo's a veteran in this game right now.
But being a veteran doesn't mean you master something.
Why
you understand
not?
what I'm saying?
If you're a veteran, you should already have the fundamental bases down, and you should be on another level. You should be top tier. And from what everybody's explaining about Doflamingo is that he's this top tier guy, like he's above and beyond type of guy with his power.
Wait, who's explaining what exactly? I'm not saying he's not very powerful. First of all, he's my 5th favorite character in the series. I love some Doflamingo. But at the same time, like, when I look at the other top tiers, okay, and dudes we don't even know about yet, mind you, when I look at it, he ain't near the Yonko, okay? He's probably taking L's to all the admirals. So when I look at it like that, and he's taking an L to Mihawk, just those 10 alone, or 8, 9, whatever, how many other characters. I think he's taking an L to Riley, okay? There's plenty of other dudes in the New World that I think he's taking an L to. So when I put him in the overall picture, Luffy beating him isn't, to me, so outlandish as people want to make it out to be. You understand? When I look at the grand scheme of things. Because what did Don Chinjao say? He says, your goal, you got to beat the Yonko and the Admirals. He ain't mentioned nobody like Doflamingo.
But you gotta think about it. The way the series is panned out for the next 10 years, Doflamingo may not have like he may not die sooner than later or be dealt with. For the simple fact, I say that because I know you hate when people say this, but I say it because of the fact that Law and Luffy have to fight him together. They may not defeat him this one time.
Why do they have to fight him together?
Law has this big vendetta against him, and then you got Luffy who has this big vendetta. He wants to know the main reason. I think main reason Luffy wants to fight Doflamingo is because he wants to know how he got Ace's fruit, basically. I mean, that's.
Wait. Dude.
If all that comes true, the only reason why they would fight Doflamingo at the same time is because individually they both don't stand up to him in powers.
I mean, agree. Let's look at One Piece history, though. There are plenty of folks that have had grudges against the villain or the antagonist, and Luffy ended up fighting them. This is factual. We see this every single arc. So this whole thing, Law has this whole grudge, and so that makes him have to fight it? What?
Yes, because you don't know the severity of it yet, because we still haven't seen the backstory. Once we see this backstory, you don't understand everything and what Law's pain really is. Towards those.
But I don't think it's like what people are making this out to be. I think it's just because people want to fanboy over Law.
No, because
I'm being dead serious. People want to fanboy over.
But in the same aspect, people can say the same thing about you and Luffy. You want him to take on all the burdens and be the superstar, everything. But in reality, this is Law's story. Luffy wouldn't be here without Law, so it will make more sense for Law.
Wait. No, I don't. First of all,
Law got him involved. Law got him involved in all of this.
Because I've also been on record for saying I'm not saying he would win, but I think Zoro could fight Doflamingo and put up a great battle. So I'm not just saying this about Luffy. That's what people misinterpret about what I say. I say Jinbei would be a great battle against Doflamingo if he was on the island as well. But you understand what I'm saying?
Is the fact that there's too much evidence leading up to them both taking him on. If not, then I say that Law is taking him on by himself. Because the simple fact.
I mean, my thing is simple. Law's already taken an L.
No, because that's circumstances that he had to stall with Doflamingo and you know what I'm saying, do all his other stuff just in order for the Straw Hats to get away, do what they have to do. But
he set up the plan for that. He could have brought.
He knew the plan fell apart. But you know what messed that up? Fujitora messed it up because Fujitora showed up.
No.
Yes, it did. He didn't put into the equation that Admiral was going to be on the island. Did he not?
But agree. This is Doflamingo. He brings this. Regardless of Fujitora, there's not. You know how powerful this dude is. He knows how powerful Doflamingo is. The fact that he made this whole G-Rig plan on bringing Kaido into the equation, okay? The fact is, why not bring Luffy or Zoro or even Sanji with you? You bring Usopp and Robin against Doflamingo? Well, there's no way that plan couldn't possibly go wrong, is there? Come on.
But wasn't it stated that the boat was going to swing around? And then the other Straw Hats were going to get on the boat, and that's when Law was going to take on Doflamingo?
So you're going to have even weaker Straw Hats in danger.
But I'm pretty sure that was the plan.
And it sucked. It sucked from the beginning. I had a problem from the plan from the beginning. I'm like, what are you doing?
But nonetheless, that was the plan. And the fact is, including Luffy would be there without Law. This is Law's show. This is Law's stage right now. Law's main goal was to take out.
It wouldn't have been where.
Where would they have? If Law wouldn't have said to Luffy, "Hey, let's start a whatever it's called, a team, whatever." Basically, none of the Straw Hats would be on Dressrosa right now. Law said it. Law wants to take out Doflamingo. It's Law's show.
Okay. Now, I could play devil's advocate and say not necessarily it wouldn't have ended up because Luffy, like the way it's always been, fate or whatever, mind you, Luffy has already taken down two Shichibukai and he's met every single one, if I'm not mistaken. So it by hinder or wonder, it just seems like they always end up facing these cats. Whether
there was no personal vendetta leading to that. There was no breadcrumbs. You know, there was no breadcrumbs or conflict between them. So why would he go out of his way to defeat them? The only people he wanted to defeat were the Yonko. When he stated that he never said, "Hey, I want to defeat all the warlords." He said, "I want to defeat all the Yonkos."
But agree, you can say that with pretty much every single character he's ever fought. He doesn't have a personal vendetta when he fights.
He had a personal vendetta with everybody that he fought. Everyone, because they did something to his friends. He had no vendetta with Doflamingo whatsoever. It's Law's show. I'm telling you.
Agree. But even in what you just stated, which is not factually correct because he had no vendetta, Law he considers a friend. So it applies to the very same situation in what you say. So I don't know exactly.
Because I'm pretty sure it was stated that he only did this because he owed Law a favor for saving him. He said he wasn't his friend. He only been calling him his friend since the end of his life. Since the near end of his life.
The alliance, he considered him a Nakama, just like he did with.
He considered him a Nakama recently. He never just he said I owe you for saving me.
Wait. He never said, "Law, we're not." What?
He said it recently, but he didn't say it when the
He did say Law was his Nakama in Dressrosa like 10 plus chapters ago, but not. I don't think he said it in Punk Hazard.
Exactly. At Punk Hazard, he said he owed him because he saved his life.
In Punk Hazard, wait a second. Remember when they were talking about the whole alliance thing, and Usopp's like, "Yo, I don't think it's the same. You don't mean the same thing as what Luffy means." And also the time when he was explaining the alliance, Robin said that it's not the exact. We should, when they were discussing this whole alliance thing, they were talking about, and Luffy's equated it to them being Nakama. He said that on a few occasions, but regardless, Luffy hasn't had a vendetta against anybody, to be honest with you.
Name a few villains. Wait, Eric.
Those people.
Eric, you said something?
Wait. Before y'all argue, hold that thought. Write it down somewhere and hold that thought. Up. Answer the question. What's the final fight are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to several fights. This actually is Doflamingo versus Luffy. I've been waiting for this one since pretty much the defeat of Sir Crocodile back at Alabasta. Ever since Mihawk, Doflamingo and Kuma were all there at Marineford. This one, I'm looking, of course, for Luffy versus Blackbeard, Luffy versus Akainu. I'm looking for the clashes with Luffy and Shanks, Mihawk, Zoro. I want to see some of these old-time pirates. There's actually a lot of fights. Against the Yonko, against just your Straw Hats getting shine. There's actually a lot of fights I'm looking forward to, and been stoked about. So yeah, I'm just surprised we're getting this one out the way so early.
All right, yo, Eric, you there? All right, he probably stepped away. All right, the next question was what characters do you think the final fight will consist of in terms of villains? Only villains.
Final fight? Oh, you go.
Talking about kind of war?
What? Yeah. Well, the person said final fights, but I guess the war.
War's not going to be short, so and I think there's going to be characters we don't know. Of course, the Gorosei. I think Luffy, I can go with that. Luffy's going to have Akainu. I think Sanji, I think he's going to kill Kizaru, and Kizaru may kill him in the process, or right after Sanji may die. I just think it's too early to see, to be honest with you, all the fights.
Me, personally, I think what will happen is if this is what I think would happen, really. I think Shanks Pirates. I think either Shanks Pirates mixed with the Revolutionaries will take on Blackbeard, because Blackbeard will have that big of a following once we get to that point. Then that would take that mass of people to take him on, and then I think the Straw Hats would have to fight the Gorosei because you don't simply have a man looking like Gandhi with a sword and not fight the series at all. You know what I'm saying? So I believe they will be the final fight.
You think the Blackbeard pirates are gonna be relevant after One Piece is found?
I mean, I think they're gonna be relevant before it. Actually, I think they're gonna be the opposing force.
I agree.
That Luffy them have to face, but they're gonna have so much of a following that Luffy's forces and the revolutionaries and Shanks's pirates are gonna have to take them on.
What? Dang, that's too many folk, dog. Like
you gotta think about it. You gotta think about it, you dog. This is a world war. This isn't just like a war between two pirate crews. This is a world war.
Agreed.
You have to pick your side in this war.
What I'm saying is the final war is supposed to happen after One Piece is found.
Well, then after it's found, then I think the Gorosei is still going to try to defeat Luffy.
No, what I'm saying is the Blackbeard pirates. You're saying all this is going to happen. I'm asking when's they're going to fight Blackbeard? After or before One Piece is found?
I say after. I have to say after.
Why do you think after?
I don't know. I just feel like what would be the point of Shanks and the revolutionaries? Really, what would be the point of it?
The final look, man. The final war. I don't think people quite understand it. This is what I mean. It's supposed to affect the entire globe. I mean, the Skypiea. Viper's gonna even be involved up in Skypiea. It's gonna be affecting everybody around the world. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think people quite understand that concept of a world war. Like, all the whole entire world government. That's a large organization. That's a massive organization. And the Marines.
This is a bunch of troll questions, but I'm gonna answer these troll questions. I'm gonna answer these troll questions. You guys just answer it as fast as y'all can. All right. Question number 1: waffles or pancakes?
Waffles.
I say pancakes. All right. Nikes or Adidas?
Nikes.
Not even. It's what I wear.
All right. Nikes for me. Republican or Democrat?
Democrat.
Democrat. If I had to pick one.
Democrat. If I pick one.
I guess otherwise.
Favorite reviewer?
Ooh. Phone 999.
Myself.
Closely followed by King of Lightning.
I don't know. I don't think I have one.
Myself, King of Lightning, and Uber. Okay, for the real questions, he says, I still want to answer. Do you think Zoro and Luffy are currently on the same level?
I think Zoro is near, if not on the same level. I think it's still too early to quite see, but I do think they have quite a gap between them and Sanji. I think the gap, and we're going to start seeing the gaps grow between the Monster Trio and a lot of other characters.
What's the question again?
Do you think Zoro and Luffy on the same level?
Oh, off gate. You already know what I'm about to say. You already know. I'm about to say my man Zoro is a little bit above Luffy right now.
How do you see? I want to, in all legitimate honesty, how does that work?
All right, I'm finna list a list of facts for you.
Okay, I'm really curious about people who say that.
Right after I send this text to this Hispanic girl, hold on. All right, so basically, you got.
I agree with Greed, but from a biased standpoint, a subjective and biased standpoint, I agree.
So basically, you got. Since the beginning of this arc, since Zoro lost to Mihawk, every scene we've seen in One Piece or in the manga, we either see Zoro doing either one of three things. He's either training, sleeping, or drinking. Most of the time he's training. He trains when everybody's lollygagging. He's been taking the most crap from any other enemy besides Luffy. He's taken some of Luffy's frustration and anguish himself. This man's had continuous training with Mihawk for 2 years. Without Mihawk leaving. This man has a good grasp of hockey. So, and his observation hockey has gotten up to it.
Ask you this: do you have Mihawk above Rayleigh? As for not now, I'm just saying all-time skill-wise.
I do.
You think Mihawk? Like I said, I think Mihawk's more powerful now.
You got to think about all the elements. You got to think about all.
Really?
You got to think about all the elements that's thrown into this equation, Dub. You got to think about this. First off, Mihawk has the cursed sword. Cursed sword gives you more power, in my opinion. Cursed swords are a big part of the series. Then you got Mihawk's swordsmanship.
Zoro has a cursed sword.
And, yeah, exactly. And then you have to think about this. Mihawk sells the seas alone by himself. The New World anywhere by himself.
But this man, okay, if we want to go that route, Rayleigh, this is the same man who said against Kizaru, how many years has it been since I pulled out a sword? This is the same man who was vice captain.
But that's against Kizaru. He's not even like a formidable swordsman. He just has an attack with the sword, a light sword.
No, agree. What you're missing is the fact is Kizaru had to fight with a light sword because he couldn't fight. He couldn't fight Rayleigh. He had to friggin' make his power into a blade because he couldn't fight him because he would have got chopped up. This is a man who casually rocks Conqueror's hockey.
But has it ever been stated that, hey, Rayleigh it was the swordsman's first mate of the Roger Pirates? It just said he was the first mate of the Roger Pirates. So we don't know if this man's been a swordsman. He could be like Shanks isn't even revered as a swordsman, but he has. He's not revered as a swordsman.
Same way, no, bro. The Shanks is the same one who was said to have dated.
He's not revered as a swordsman.
When you are known,
no. Zoro is known more of a.
Wait, time out. What Greed is trying to say is that Shanks, he knows Shanks is a swordsman, but Shanks isn't portrayed as a swordsman.
But what I'm trying to say,
when you see Shanks and when you see Zoro, who do you? The persona of Zoro, Mihawk, Rayleigh is more of a swordsman's persona than when you see Shanks.
Shanks, when you look at it, let's be real though. This dude is said to have had daily duels, legendary duels with Mihawk. We know that Shanks doesn't really fight. This has been since day one. This dude doesn't really fight. You understand what I'm saying? So when he steps on the scene, but every time we've seen him step on the scene to really fight, he's pulled out a blade. So take that for what it's worth. But what I'm trying to say is, all right, we don't know how much Mihawk actually trained. We don't know what happened on the islands, right? But Luffy was already unlocking Conqueror's Haki before, the time skip. He trained in that junk. As of now, he's shown better Haki usage than anybody else on the Straw Hats.
But you got to think about this too, since you brought that up. First off, we've seen Zoro have the characteristics and traits of Conqueror's Haki as well, conquering humans. Okay, and then from that matter, Zoro's so strong right now that he doesn't even have to use 3 swords. So why would he use Conqueror's Haki at all?
Actually, he has used 3 swords against Pika, by the way.
Okay,
and he did in Fishman Island.
You said what?
I think he used 3
he did
swords.
give him the due respect. He did give the due respect and use Santori against the 8-sword octopus dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. But it wasn't even a challenge. See, the thing is, Zoro hasn't been challenged, and I agree with you. That's why I said they're near. But I give it like a 60-40 kind of thing. If Luffy slips up, Zoro's got him. Okay, I'm not saying this is like a mind-blowing thing. I mean, this is the same dude, Zoro, and this is why I say Luffy's on that level. Because Zoro twice has clashed with Admiral Fujitora, and it's not like he's been overwhelmed. You understand? And it was only Itoriu, his weakest sword style.
And that's what I'm saying, because like, if training isn't that much of a big deal in this series, then there was no point in the 2-year time skip. When I'm saying Zoro's been training his butt off this whole series, if he's not over Luffy just a little bit, then I don't know what training is good for at all.
He's training, but at the same time, see, it's weird with a character like Luffy. It's not trying to Luffy, because you're right. He does train. Luffy, it's almost like he on that Saiyan status where every time he fights, he gets he gets a boost. Like, it's crazy, exponential growth. And the dudes he's fighting though, like 3 times skip, the dudes he's fighting were just on a different level than the dudes Zoro and Sanji were fighting. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the only time that was different was in now. Zoro did fight now. But yeah, I think it's dicey.
Wait, go ahead, you.
I said I think it's dicey. We need to see more, but I think we'll see it in this Doflamingo situation, which is another reason why I believe Lucy should fight him by himself. Because I don't want to see no ifs, ands, and buts about it. I want to see a clear distinction of where people's levels are at.
All right, to answer the question, I mean, from a bias standpoint, I do like Zoro, but there's factors that we have to take into why Zoro may not be as strong as Luffy. Now, even though I may disagree with Oda on this, there's factors that we gotta take into consideration. First factor and first obvious factor is Luffy is the main character. That's the first obvious factor. Obvious factor number 2, he's a captain. Now, even though I disagree with the fact that he is a captain, that the captain is usually the strongest person on the ship, I would think that, you know, maybe the second mate could overwhelm the captain at some points, but that's just me. He's a captain, so within the story of One Piece, the captain is usually the strongest on the ship. The third thing is that it's Luffy's story. So within the story, Luffy, like you Dub said, Luffy has this characteristic in which he's kind of like Goku, so he overwhelms his opponents. So I think Luffy might take the dub.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, here's the thing, what people don't recognize. Zoro's my second favorite character in the series for a lot of reasons, loyalty and otherwise. I love me some Zoro too. So, you know, there's no there's no bias in this by any means for me. I love both characters, I really do.
I think, but to go along with Greed's point, I think that if the series did highlight training, it's only right that Zoro would be stronger than Luffy.
Right.
Because Zoro's been training since the flashback. Like, he's been training, like, when him and Luffy were kids, and Luffy was doing whatever he was doing, like, he was training in the forest or whatever with Ace and when Sabo. But
right.
even that, Zoro training almost every day, all day. Like, there's scenes when Luffy, like, joking around with Ace and all that stuff. Besides that serious moment that they had, pretty much Zoro's been training his whole life, and he's been on the road. He's been out in the sea. He was a fucking, I forgot what that shit called.
Bounty.
Yeah.
Honor.
Yeah. So he's on the road. He was on the sea, whatever, and he's been training this whole series. So I think it would be only right that Zoro, in a fight versus Luffy, and right as of right now, swordsmanship would probably be Luffy's biggest downfall if he went against any opponents right now. A swordsman would probably be his biggest downfall. I think that in the death match, it would only make sense that Zoro probably would have the slight edge. Like you Dub says, is if Luffy isn't going into this fight serious, and if he slips up, Zoro is taking that dub.
My thing about what you just said though, there's a few things people in this situation. You were right on in the analysis. Now from Luffy though, this dude, he got his devil fruit. He been, you know, more or less trained with that about 10 years before he ever set sail. He's physically, now here's, some parts are genetic, okay? We know who his pops and his granddad are, right? Genetically, you know, there's that trait. But then there's this whole fact is, besides his devil fruit, Luffy physically is a monster. Now we know Zoro's a monster, but what I mean physically, this dude is just strong. That's just what he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hurts people. Even veteran pirates like doggone Sir Crocodile or these other cats. I mean, Doflamingo had to hockey up because Luffy wasn't even using hockey. Like, Luffy just hurts fools. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to tank junk. Like, his willpower, there's a whole lot of elements. And when I look at it, so yeah, Zoro has trained a bunch. But Zoro, I see, and it's also respect for Zoro as well. When I look at it, who's stronger? Zoro would not be following a weak captain. To me, this should be, I don't care what kind of bond it is. Zoro's not following a weak captain. If Luffy is weaker than him, I don't see it. It's like the whole thing with Rayleigh and Roger. Rayleigh, from what we've seen, Roger was similar to Luffy, at least when he was younger. And where he would mess around and Rayleigh was the serious one. These dudes are too serious to play games.
Yo, Eric, you there?
Yeah.
Who do you think is taking that dub?
Cause
Wait,
I
first,
actually
the initial question is, do you think Zoro and Luffy are currently on the same level? That's the initial question.
Oh yeah, I knew about the question, but cause I think they're like sort of kind of even. Cause I don't know like Zoro's full strength or Luffy's, but like cause what y'all said with him always working out, like he doesn't like. Does he ever go a day without like doing some sort of like workout? And that's like a huge
there and there.
Cause you know how like they say like I don't know if this happens in the One Piece world or not, but if you don't like let your muscles recuperate, they're never gonna be like at their full strength. So if you like did give it like the whatever time frame you need for your muscles to like fully regenerate, like how strong would he actually be? Because you might just be fighting sore all the time, like.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, but he had a time skip to get rested, so I mean.
Wasn't
we'll
he
see.
like training the whole time though? Like with the crazy ass monkey?
I mean, yeah, but you know he was hurt going into the time skip, so I think I would only assume Mihawk would tell him to like chill out for a day or some shit. Then he'll probably die during that time skip.
Yeah.
The second question is, do you think Luffy would take an L to Law? Oh God.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
Here we
I'm gonna go last with this one.
go. No. Look, let me address a few things. Number one, Law, I respect Law as well. Not one of my top favorite characters, not my top 10, but I do respect Law. Law would not be making an alliance with a weak dude. But let me just get that out the way off rip, number one. Number two, Law, like a lot of these cats, have recognized Luffy, okay? They know this dude's level. I don't think, like, the only thing that Law has right now, possibility of getting, is his fruit usage. My thing is very simple. I think speed is Law's speed and time are Law's downfalls. I don't think his swordsmanship is on the level of Zoro, so he's probably taking the L to Zoro because of that. Time, his stamina, as far as the devil fruit usage, ain't up there. So if Luffy survives, which he's known to do, then how is Law surviving him? He's got some durability, but is his durability on that level? Not from what I've seen. So to me, not a chance. And plus Luffy's intelligence and other factors as well.
I mean, when you got Law's already launched an attack on Luffy before. Luffy's speed did not have any effect on Law whatsoever.
What attack was it? When was this?
When he switched the whole Straw Hat's personalities. I mean, if Luffy was so revered his speed. I mean, I don't see how he dodges that anyway because that's instantaneous. Like, I don't see how Luffy's beating Room and Shambles. I don't see how.
Wait. Room and Shambles are instantaneous.
Yeah, they are.
Wait. What exactly is instantaneous?
Shambles and Room. I just said it.
Now, if that's the good old case, then I'm still wondering about this whole conflict with Doflamingo. If this Room is so OP as people are portraying, how the hell is he only getting one cut on the cheek of Doflamingo? Please explain this to me, because it's not making any sense to me.
Who knows? And it'll be displayed in this fight, though. All I'm saying is I don't see how Luffy is beating Law right now. Hello?
Anybody? No, Ed.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Eric, are you gonna say something? But see, in my opinion, Greed brought up some good points, and UW did too. I think it goes down like this. In a fight, if they're both 100%, depending on the situation and who launches the first attack, it will decide the factor. Because if Law opens up room before Luffy even gets near him, I don't see how Luffy is gonna touch Law, because he can teleport within room, and depending on the range. At Punk Hazard, it was a good range. So this man was teleporting everywhere, and he could change himself with objects within that area. And Luffy obviously isn't moving at teleportation speed. So with that being said, I don't know how Luffy would touch him. And on another point, we saw that Law can control things on a molecular scale when he took the poison out of the children. And plus, the only big threat to Law within his room are Logias, because Logias could shapeshift, so he can't cut them or do shambles or do nothing, none of that. He can only do the heart thing that he did with Smoker. That's pretty much the only thing I saw. With Luffy is pretty much solid. He is rubber, but he's pretty much solid. So with that, Law can do shambles with Luffy because he can cut anything within his room. He could cut pirate ships and all that stuff. He could cut pretty much whatever he wants, except for Logias, because they're shapeshifters. So with that being said, I mean, I don't know who necessarily would win the fight, because once again, I think Luffy is a good fighter. I think it all depends on who launches the first attack. Within room, I don't see what big feats Luffy can pull that would automatically hurt Law in the long run, because like I said, they both have observation. Well, Luffy has observation haki, and I don't know if he could instantaneously move at those speeds, because you can argue that, well, when Law was going against Smoker was launching attacks, but Law was countering those attacks and all that stuff, and that was just all for portrayal of the anime. You know, in a real life battle with those moves, Smoker shouldn't have touched them, only because of the fact that he's a shapeshifter. The same things that happen with Smoker can't be applied to Luffy, because Luffy isn't a shapeshifter.
But I want.
I don't know who wins the fight. I really don't know who will win that fight. I don't think Luffy's gonna take an L, and I don't think Law's gonna take an L. I don't know who will win that fight.
My thing I'd like to ask, in all honesty, I know what Greed said there, but in all honesty, I mean, you bring up Smoker, which is an interesting fight in of itself. My thing is Doflamingo. As far as we know, Doflamingo is not a Logia. See, to me, Doflamingo is like, why? It wasn't like Doflamingo just took a W. He only barely got touched. If Law was so OP as so many people, and he had that room large too, you feel me? He could clearly do shambles and teleportation and everything, and yet he couldn't do anything against Doflamingo. So what happened to all of what people are saying? It's like they just want
to be fair, if to take into consideration, we have to think about what happened before he got shot and before he encountered Doflamingo. He was running around town, and he had to do that. They had like a mini fight series on a bridge, which I don't think is canon. I'm not sure. I would have to go back. But there were other stuff. Plus, it wasn't just Doflamingo and Law on that island. Fujitoro was there as well. And we know Law.
Fujitoro left. They clearly had a fight.
We know Law has a stamina problem. That's been the factor within the series itself. He can't keep room open for very long, and he's gonna be tired. So with him taking on an asteroid and destroying that asteroid within his room, I don't know if that adds on effects or whatever the case may be, but we do know Law has a stamina problem. Now, I don't know what
active. He had it activated. Because how do we know he had it activated? At the same time, remember, Doflamingo diverted his. I'm talking about on the bridge. Yeah, that fight's canon. On the bridge, remember, Doflamingo saw the straw hats. He like deuces, and he went there. And then Sanji came, and Law used the whole teleportation jazz. You feel me? Between Doflamingo and he used substitution jutsu. Let's be real. And so Law had the stamina during that fight against him and Doflamingo. I know about Fujitora, but Fujitora left. That whole conflict afterwards. You understand what I'm saying?
How long does it
What
take you to
happened?
recoup? I don't know. We have to ask Oda. I don't know what happened. But from a logical standpoint, within that room, yes, Law should have been able to he should have been able to do the stuff that he did against Smoker and all that stuff. We have to ask Oda. I don't know what happened. My best explanation would be stamina. That's the best explanation I can give. Other than that, it's plot hole unless you want to ask Oda.
My best explanation is speed, and Law swordsmanship ain't on that level. That's my explanation. But you know,
I don't think speed would be. I mean, unless you're like Kizaru, I don't think the speed is a factor in the fights. Well, against Law at that.
No. What I'm saying about speed, because Smoker kind of did put the pressure on. What I'm saying is, if you're constantly on the offensive, I mean, on the defensive, regardless of your abilities, if you're steadily on the defense in a fight, you're worried about defense. You're not looking to get off a big load of offensive attacks. You know what I'm saying? So, when Law doesn't have the clear advantage, it also, I think, goes into Law's personality and the way he thinks. He overcalculates. So I think Luffy, the way he fights, would be a problem for Law because Luffy is unpredictable as hell. I think that would be a huge problem for Law as well. But it would be a very interesting fight I'd like to see. I ain't going front.
Yeah, I like to see that fight. I mean, yo, Eric, agreed. Do you guys any other points y'all want to add?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, balls that nigga.
What's after the Law thing? If you could recommend one anime and manga for me to read, what would it be and why? I haven't read Toriko, Bleach, etc.
Oh, he said Toriko. Then dang. I mean, that's one of them, definitely. I mean, shoot. One of them. There's so many, though.
Yeah,
I could recommend three things. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's an anime because he said anime or manga. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the anime. Number 2 would be probably 20th Century Boys because I'm currently reading that. Read that. And 3 would probably Fang Sang G. Read that.
There's so many, man.
I got 3 for you. Yeah, if you want to be like everybody else and be into what everybody else is into, I would definitely read Toriko. But if you want to be different, it's 2 that you should read. You should read One Punch Man, and you should read Rikudo. It's basically like it's a boxing sports manga, but it has more. It's a darker aspect to it, and it's a really really good story. It's on chapter 2 now, so it's easy to catch up.
I mean, shoot. There's so many variables about what I can recommend people. You know, anime, as far as the one that pretty much got everybody, Dragon Ball Z. If as far as in manga, I'll just list about 5. I mean, of course, you got the One Piece, you got Toriko, Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic, Hunter x Hunter. What else I say? Holy Land, if you're in the seinen. I said Toriko. Yeah, man. Like, there's so many types of anime and manga. It really depends on what you're into. Hello?
Yep.
Yep.
Alright, so whatchamacallit, Eric is not there. he wrote a comment. The dude that asked about the recommendations. He says, "Hold up, did you Dub just say Law might take an L to Zoro? Question mark. This is my reason for saying Law is on that level. Law's double fruit. How is Luffy beating Room? To see how Law got handled by string."
Said Law might take an L to Zoro because of swordsmanship. Now, this is the same dude, Zoro, that was able to cleanly get out of Fujitori's gravity. And I'm sorry, I respect Admiral Fujitora more than I respect Trafalgar Law. I do. Take that for what it's worth. So you see, I don't sleep in Zoro.
Well, this question right here is going to bring us back to the original topic that I told you guys to write it down. He says, "Oh, and is Luffy taking an L to Doflamingo? I mean, I really don't see Luffy holding his own against Doflamingo. What are y'all thoughts?"
I mean, y'all personally know my thing.
See now, if you go back to it, I have to ask you this question, you know. Since you said that Luffy really had no quarrels with anyone that he's fought. Name one person he didn't have a quarrel with, a quarrel with.
No. I didn't say a quarrel. You said a vendetta. There's a difference between.
I said he didn't have. I said he didn't have problems with Doflamingo.
Oh, you said he didn't have a vendetta. That's what you said.
I didn't say that. I didn't use the word vendetta at all.
Yes, you did agree.
No, I didn't.
A vendetta. And I said the only two people.
Ed, did I use vendetta at all? Is Ed there?
When you first started speaking, you did use it.
The word vendetta.
At first.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. You probably were using it because we used it. But I don't know what you meant to say.
What I mean to say is, this is the only foe that he has no really reason to fight him.
What?
Yes, it is. Name another one.
Wait. What? I'm trying. No. Give me your reason why he has no reason to fight Doflamingo. Cause I'm trying to understand what you mean.
Who is he hurting? That's his friend. Who is Nakama that he's hurting? Who is his comrade or his friend on the island that he's just met that he's hurting? He's hurting no one. This is all Law's battle. This is Law's reason to fighting with him is because Doflamingo killed his brother.
He's got what 4 Nakama on the island whose lives are in danger. He's got the whole Rebecca situation with Kairos.
He cares nothing about Rebecca because her dad is back. He doesn't give a shit about Rebecca.
He knew Rebecca before he knew about her pops.
What was his first word? What was Luffy's first words when he met Rebecca on the 4th platform? What was Luffy's words when he met Rebecca on the 4th platform? He said, "I'm glad you got to see your dad." Just left.
Agree. You want to see? Disagree. You be picking and choosing, John. Do you forget how they met? Do you forget how they met and what happened?
He don't care about Rebecca. Her dad is there. He knows her dad has her. Unless Kairos dies.
Agree. Answer my question.
What's the question?
How did they meet?
They met at the Coliseum. They were fighting for the fruit. That's it.
No, that's not how they met.
How did they meet them?
Luffy was looking at the statue. She was nice to him. And then later on, she bought him lunch. And then
tried to kill him.
She explained about the whole entirety of the island.
And also tried to kill him.
Luffy
also tried to kill him.
Flamingo
tried to kill him.
Yes, and tried to kill him.
Okay.
And Luffy didn't care about Doflamingo.
What I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying to you, Dub. What would be the reason Luffy had to come to this island? Would Luffy have come to this island at all if he wouldn't have met Law on Punk Hazard?
We don't know.
He would not have. Because because this is the thing I'm saying to you. The log post pointed to Dressrosa. Luffy wanted to go there, right? But if Law wasn't on that island, then Luffy would have had no reason to go to Dressrosa after that.
What? Come on, Greed. Luffy had no reason to be on Punk Hazard. So what's your point? See, you don't have a point when you bring up.
He did have a reason. He did have a reason to go to Punk Hazard.
What?
When they called him the Mushi, it was an emergency call.
Agreed. They were already headed there.
No, they were not.
Sure.
Nami clearly said the log post is pointing in the other direction. And Luffy said, no, I want to go there and check out the distress call. Did he not?
Wait. Did he not, wait a second. Did not, back on Fishman Island, he choose one of the most dangerous islands? Did he not do that?
He chose it because of the distress call.
No. I'm talking about back on Fishman Island. Go back. Remember, Nami was trying to hide the whole thing, and Luffy the whole funny scene, and Luffy's like, "We're going there," which was Punk Hazard.
Because of the distress call. Tell me.
No, it was distress. Fishman Island. Wait. What part of Fishman Island do you not understand?
They had to go to Fishman Island regardless, That was where it started.
Did you not listen to what I'm saying? When they were about to leave Fishman Island and they were deciding where to go, Luffy says we're going to the most dangerous island, which was Punk Hazard.
He didn't know anything about Punk Hazard. Don't you dare sit up here and say Luffy said, "Hey, let's go to Punk Hazard." This nigga knew nothing about Punk Hazard. He heard the stress call and said, "Hey, let's go there."
You not listening to what I'm saying.
Do you read the manga? Whatever you're saying, it makes no sense. The point I'm trying to make here is because you're trying to diverge from the argument at hand. Luffy had no reason to be on Dressrosa at all. If Law had not made the proposal to make an alliance, Luffy would never have been in Dressrosa at all. Luffy's main goal is basically defeat the Yonkos.
Wait, time out. Quick intervention. Time out. Somebody left a comment. They said Dofi hurt. He said Dofi hurt Law though. Do you remember chapter 740 where he shot Law? Luffy got pissed off, and since then he has been talking about kicking his ass.
He already wanted Doflamingo, but that
proves the point that he had a reason after his Nakama, because he called him his Nakama beforehand, and he said, "Oh, he's my Nakama now, so I'm going to kill Doflamingo for that." But still, nonetheless, this is Law's fight, because Law wants Doflamingo the most, because Doflamingo has killed someone that's very close to Law. If Law, the point I'm trying to make is the origins of the Straw Hats being on Dressrosa in the first place is Law's alliance. If he didn't make an alliance with him, or if he wasn't on Punk Hazard at all, the Straw Hats would have never came to Dressrosa at all. And that's a given fact.
Agreed. Then, by your very logic, Vivi should have been the one to defeat Sir Crocodile.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about the fact, bro. I'm talking about the fact that beforehand he wasn't a Nakama at all. Am I right? Vivi was a Nakama from the beginning.
What?
After they found out who she was a Nakama. After they found out she was a princess.
She was a Nakama from the beginning, from the jump?
After they found out she was a princess, did not Luffy say, "Hey, I'm going to help you"?
What I'm trying to say is, by your mission, and already Law was a Nakama, regardless of the very fact that you wanted to, they would have had no reason on Alabasta to stay with. They would have had no reason for being on Dressrosa. So that point was knowing.
I mean, okay. If you want to go that way, then yes, they would have had no reason to go to Alabasta if they hadn't met Vivi.
So the
point I'm trying to make is Luffy has no reason to fight Doflamingo. Hurting Law is not a big enough reason. He didn't kill Law. Law has a vendetta with Doflamingo because he killed somebody that he cares about.
But vendettas matter in One Piece. Really? Regardless.
But if you bring up the Vivi point again, it's clear that Vivi didn't have enough strength to fight Crocodile alone. She stated that herself.
Wait. Let me give you a better example of a previous thing. Wiper, he should have killed him now. If we want to go by vendettas, he should have killed him now.
Did,
Put the name
wait, wait.
on his heart.
Did Luffy give a damn about Wiper?
Doesn't matter.
Did he give a damn about Wiper?
Regardless.
Did he give a damn about Wiper?
He fought it regardless.
Did he
It doesn't matter.
Did he give a damn about Wiper? And didn't Wiper kill Enel?
Viper should have killed him. He
But
died, and then the name revived.
But he killed him nonetheless. Dying is killing. He killed Enel.
Not necessarily.
How not? You know? You kill somebody
You
when they
kind of
die.
have to stay there. You kind of have to stay there.
No, you kill somebody if they die, you kill them.
No, not necessarily. People have been
killed him.
resurrected time and time again. What are you talking about?
He just came back.
Wait. What part of people have died and have come back to life do you not understand?
But
You
still,
have to kind
he
of
was killed.
understand.
He was killed.
His heart stopped beating. He stopped beating.
That's the
He
point.
died.
He was killed.
Restarted his heart. His devil restarted his heart. So he's alive and kicking. So he's not dead. So because he is not killed, if you're not dead, you can't be killed. Wait. I don't understand it. But regardless, back to the situation about Doflamingo. The fact is, Law don't got the juice to kill him. He doesn't. This was clearly shown last chapter. So all this thing about Law fighting Doflamingo is stupid. Because Law doesn't have wherewithal to kill him.
This is where you get. This is where you're trying to change the whole argument up. What I said was that Luffy and Law are going to fight Doflamingo. What I'm saying is Luffy, and I listen, nigga. And I'm saying is Luffy is not going to fight Doflamingo by himself because Luffy has no reason to fight Doflamingo by himself because he has no reason to be on Dressrosa without Law.
Agreed. Now, see, here's your problem. One key element which people love to forget about: Trable. Who's taking care of Trable? Anybody? Anybody?
Do you not know the fact? See, you want to point that out, but you can't point the fact out that Bellamy is there and Bellamy was just rejected by Doflamingo.
Bellamy, who couldn't beat Dillinger, is supposed to take out.
Come on. Despite his past feats, Bellamy, the way Oda has set up the pieces, Bellamy is there nonetheless. Oda can use Bellamy the way he wants to. This is still all speculations, just like it's all speculations that you. No, listen, you know, because you like to cut people off without letting them prove their point. Listen, the way Oda has it set up is the way he has his pieces set up. He can use Bellamy any way he wants to, but this is all speculation, like I said before. Just like it's speculation that Luffy's going to fight Doflamingo by himself.
Speculation that Bellamy is going to be able to fight Drake. Is that what I'm trying to understand? Is that what you're trying to get a brother like me to understand?
Is he not there? Is he not there?
Let's see.
Is he not there, UW? Yes or no?
Let me see. Let me go back to I'm on the final page. And, let me see. Bellamy is taking a dirt nap. He taking a dirt nap. What you mean?
That means nothing.
Oh, bro. No, I'm looking at the people right now.
From what we said. Wait.
No. Let me finish. Because he taking a dirt nap right in front of Doflamingo and Trable. He ain't doing spit. Bro, come on. The same man who took L to Dillinger.
Am I wrong from what we said? Wait, time out. From what I've seen, does Luffy not care about Bellamy now? Luffy's been rooting for this man. He's told Bartolomeo to protect this man.
What is your argument?
He cares about Bellamy, so Bellamy's going to recover regardless of whether you like it or not, UW. Bellamy is a part of the story nonetheless.
What is your argument?
He's at the final stage, meaning that whatever UW, there's pieces set up. He's not there for no reason.
There's 6,502,000.
So, what are you trying to tell me? You're trying to tell me Bellamy is supposed to fight and defeat Trable? Is that what you're trying to do?
I'm not telling you. I've said it before.
So that's what you're saying, if I'm understanding correctly. Bellamy, the same man who was defeated by Bartolomeo and Dillinger, who had to get saved by Bartolomeo, is now supposed to fight Trable. Hello?
Hey, what's the next question? Because this man just deviated from the whole plan.
He want to deviate and don't want to say Luffy just gonna fight the dude. I just like to make things simple. I really do. Yeah.
But by your logic, if Law is out of gas, then how is he gonna fight Trable himself too?
Good question. I don't know. I really don't.
The most logical thing you could have said, was Law's going to fight Doflamingo and Luffy's going to fight Treble, because Treble is a Logia type, meaning Law's throat doesn't work on Logia types, if you're using your brain.
But if wait a second. Let's think about this logically. Who's more powerful, Treble or Doflamingo?
Who's more powerful, Luffy or Law?
Luffy.
Law.
Luffy. From an offensive standpoint, Luffy's legitimately more powerful. Literally. He's legitimately more powerful. Not whose abilities more hacks. Legitimately, Luffy is more powerful. I mean, we've seen this showcase time and time again with the feats he's been given. His junk is actually...
Let's put this scenario on the table, If Law was in the same predicament as Luffy back in Fishman Island, and the Noah was falling, what would Law have done to the Noah? He would have split in half. Am I correct? Into little pieces.
Stop the ship. How? That would have stopped the ship.
He would have split into pieces. Am I correct? That would have been a more of a logical thing than to let the whole ship. Luffy couldn't even destroy the whole Noah.
Actually, that's not factual because he was about to destroy the whole Noah, but
he wasn't going to make it in time. He wasn't going to make it in time. That's why the princess called the Sea Kings.
Do I need to go back to the manga and disprove you once again that he was going to make it in time? Really? Really, Greed? Come on, bro. You better than that. Go back to the manga, man. Shoot. Yeah, what is the next question? Because the question was about Luffy being able to take on Doflamingo.
Luffy to take on Doflamingo.
Yes, absolutely. I've been saying this for over a year now.
No, Luffy ain't ready for Doflamingo.
I don't see why not. I think people just mad sleep on the character, but whatever. What else is new? Luffy never can stand a chance, just like he couldn't stand a chance against Don Chinjao. Oh, there's no way he could do it. There ain't no way. And Don Chinjao got mildly defeated. A Conqueror's Hockey user who's a veteran, a triple OG himself.
I'm pretty sure you're missing the fact, that the older you get in the One Piece universe, you lose your power. Am I correct?
The older you get, but factual. But at the same, for the most part, but at the same time, you still have dudes like Garp, Rayleigh, Whitebeard.
Whitebeard lost some of his power. It was stated that he's not as strong as he used to be.
But he still was throwing hands with the admirals like it was nothing, man.
He's not losing power nonetheless.
But he was also old, sick, and dying.
But did he not lose his power nonetheless? That's the question I'm asking you, Doug.
Of course, but my point was...
The point is, if Don Chinchell was at his prime, I doubt that Luffy would have that easy of a time defeating him.
Sweet, cool. But they're still not negating the fact that he beat him with mild difficulty. Mild. Emphasis on the mild. And all of a sudden...
This is basically a low tier Don Chinchell. Obviously not in his prime.
Don, how do you know what his tier was?
Because I just said the fact that they lose their powers once they're old.
So Garp, wait. So I gotta ask you this question: is Garp losing to Luffy?
Is Garp losing to Luffy?
Yes. Yeah. Is old man Garp losing to Luffy?
No, because it was never stated that he lost his power.
All
right, that was wrong. All right, you got it.
You have to think to yourself, bro.
John said in the comments, let's be honest, dude was getting spanked by Bartholomew and a dude with the high heels. He can't fight Treble.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But ask John this. Is this not Law's stage? I'm not.
Boy, and Law spanked.
No, but it's a stage, You have to think about it.
Treble and die, possibly.
This is his whole orchestration, his stage. Luffy has no business here without Law. Law is like the gold member, and Luffy's just the guest. He's just a +1. This is Law's business. Luffy has really no motivation. From what we see from Luffy, he gets really serious before he fights the enemy. He hasn't done that.
He's just a +1. That's hilarious.
What happened, Ed?
Yo, this man said Luffy's just a +1. That's hilarious.
It's true. Is it not true, Ed?
This man be spitting non-factual stuff all day.
Not true, Ed.
This is Mugiwara. This is the man. Look, you said this is Law's orchestration. No. See, that's where you went wrong. Number one, this is Heavenly Demon Don Quixote do Flamingo, aka Joker's. This is his playground. The Law has been shook. Luffy had to snap Law back to his senses. He's like, "What are you doing? What are you?" He's like, "Yo, we ain't gotta worry about Kaido right now. We ain't got time to worry about that. We gotta take down Doflamingo." Okay, he know Luffy know what time it is. Law doesn't.
But if Luffy had it his way, what I'm saying is, he could give it. He could care less about Doflamingo. The only reason he's there is because Law made the proposition of taking down Doflamingo.
Oh, that's not the reason Luffy's
Yes, it
there.
is.
No.
You telling me on Punk Hazard? Wait, you told me after they got done with Punk Hazard that they would have headed straight for Doflamingo? If Luffy would have had it his way, this is what Luffy would have done. He would have took out Caesar. He would have took out Virgo. He would have took out Monet, and then he would have let Doflamingo chase him. Luffy doesn't chase people. Luffy just goes wherever he wants to go and let his
Luffy, no. If this was Luffy's way, he wouldn't have give a damn about Caesar Clown. So your whole point, once again, is non-factual. So I don't know what the hell you talking about. The only reason he cared about Caesar Clown wasn't because of Trafalgar Law. It was actually because of Chopper. And be honest with you. He's like, all right, we're going to kidnap him. But he got pissed off. He didn't care if Caesar Clown lived or died. He didn't care.
That's why I said he would have took him out. That's why I said he would have took him out and everybody else that was on and Virgo and Monet.
Him, because he would have just left.
And he would have just went by his jolly way and let Doflamingo chase him instead of chasing Doflamingo.
He wouldn't have took him out because he wouldn't have cared. He wouldn't even have fought him. What? Are you serious? He didn't care about Caesar Clown. Doflamingo, he started caring not because of Law. You saying this is Law's story. No, he started caring about Doflamingo because of those sick things he heard about from Rebecca. So once again, go back to the manga. Because right now you talking a bunch of nonsense. Go back to the manga.
All right, I'm going to ask Ed. Are you there, Ed?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm going to ask you this question. Do you think that Luffy would have been on Dressrosa if it wasn't for Law?
I believe. Wait, where were they going before Punk Hazard?
They were going somewhere else, but then they heard distress call. Do you remember the distress call?
Yeah, the distress
They were heading
call.
to a different side.
They went over, then they saw the dragon and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then Law did invite him to go take down Doflamingo. I don't think they were doing it other than when Law was asking to.
Thank you.
Well, that was the next. I mean, they just kind of headed there. We don't know where they would have went, but at the same time, I mean, if they would have got the morning paper. Here, example, they would have got the morning paper, and it was introduced the whole thing about the Mera no Mi. That's why Luffy was interested. And he would have been.
Weren't they going to the island with electricity?
Was it that island? I'm not sure because it was a
they were going, but then they heard a distress call. They were going there, but they heard a distress call. Then they went to Punk Hazard. So wouldn't it be natural for them to go there after Punk Hazard? But the Law thing happened.
Let me see, because I remember it being just a dangerous island. I don't remember which island was stated. Let me go.
Like that witch-looking lady. She was like stepping on the island.
Let me see. Let me see if I can find which chapter that was.
But John asked, what's our Straw Hat rankings after this last chapter? My rankings for the Straw Hats hasn't changed my ranking hasn't changed because really Usopp unlocking this doesn't really change anything because what was my initial rankings? I think it was Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Frankie. 5 was it Chopper? 5 was either Chopper or Brook. I'm gonna go with Chopper. Chopper, Brook. Then it was Robin, It was Robin, and I think I put Usopp Nami.
I'm everything except I got slight change with Chopper being 4 and Frankie being 5, a close 5th. So I'm the same with you. It ain't nothing.
I have Frankie. I have Frankie at 4 and Chopper at 5.
I got Chopper at 4 and Frankie at 5, but you know it ain't you know.
But I don't think this observation thing put him over Robin on my list, because this doesn't help him in a fight against Robin.
Not yet, anyway. Not yet.
Well, yeah, not yet, because he just unlocked it, so it doesn't really. Yes, later on, when he finally gets to use it and stuff like that.
He may have already had it, but it's not like, from what we've seen from him so far, it's not enough. You know what I'm saying?
See, my aspect of it is, all right. First off, you got my favorite character at number 4, but I got to disagree with you on this one too. You got number 1. You got number 1 strongest right now, just by a little bit. You got Zoro. You got Luffy. You got Sanji. Then you got 4th. I put Usopp at 4 because of the simple fact. Well, no. See, now that you said Robin, or Ed, now that you have Robin at number 4 because of her strength or her fighting style, it would.
Robin's not number 4 for me. She's like yeah, she's number 7.
So you don't think she's beating Frankie?
Nah. Hell no.
I think she's handling Frankie.
Get the fuck out. No, she's not beating Frankie.
Handling. And there's no pun intended. Handling Frankie.
She's not handling anybody.
Knowing there was pun intended, but no, she can't tangle. I mean, she could probably put up a good fight, but she's not gonna beat Frankie.
I mean, we seen her make Frankie get to his knees and beg.
Yo, that was free time skipping. A lot of that was he was feigning anyway. So
you saying this man ain't got nuts no more?
No, what I'm trying to say is this is post time skip. Stop playing.
You got nuts.
He's not beating Frankie.
He's obviously
she's
not
not beating Brooke, Frankie, or Chopper. That's the bottom line.
But she's obviously not scared. But she's obviously not scared to grab his nuts. Or anybody for that matter.
The only people who actually have honestly beaten Monster Point, Control, Monster Point, Chopper, Trio. Everybody else.
Let me make this disclaimer. Let me make this disclaimer real quick. If you're anything after the top 3, your numbers can change in my list. I think
exactly.
the top 3 is gonna stay top 3. Anything after that, matter of fact, let me stop at that point, because I think Frankie's gonna stay number 4 too. But regardless of the fact, anything after those 4, I think could change at any like you can change the story.
Actually, I've said this. I think Usopp in the series at this current roster, because I do think there's other Nakamura that's going to join. It's going to break up the monster trio. I actually do. But regardless of that, like for example, Jinbei joined. I'm sorry, Sanji. But you ain't number 3. Jinbei's right up there with Luffy. I mean, come on, man. That's the reason why he ain't on King Jordan yet. I think Oda did that intentionally. And overkill on dress rehearsal. Come on. You know. Yeah, like Greek. Come on, dog. Like, look at the whole picture.
But really, all I'm saying is these hoes ain't loyal.
I mean, how is she beating Chopper? Seriously, Chopper digs underground. Like, all the 7 transformations, people sleep on Chopper. I don't even want Chopper like that. I respect it. You know what I'm saying? People sleep, man.
I mean, like I said, the things could vary, but I don't think Robin could take out Frankie.
Too fast. He hasn't even really tried post-time.
Yo, Eric, move your mic.
Yeah, wait, what'd you say?
I hear
Mute your mic. I can hear the background. But look at these comments. Okay, if Luffy can take Doflamingo, do you put Luffy on Admiral level?
I've had him on Admiral level for a year. Actually, I ain't gonna lie. I started thinking about him being Admiral level. I know it's not fully canon, but it got me thinking with the round 3 with former Admiral Zephyr aka Z versus Luffy in Film Z. It had me start thinking about things because I thought that was an accurate depiction of Luffy. Not quite taking the other admirals, but if they slip up, hey, well,
he's not at Admiral level yet.
I mean, what is Admiral level to people, to be honest with you? My thing is simple, but other people's, it seems like...
Admiral level, to me,
mm-hmm.
the perfect Admiral to me is Aokiji. If he's not beating Aokiji yet.
But you think Fujitori's beating Aokiji?
Fujitori's beating Aokiji?
Do you think that's happening?
Nah.
So see, I mean, wait.
That's why I gave a person instead of just the title. That's why I just said Aokiji is Admiral, was somebody you would want to say is absolute Admiral level.
But if Fujitora is not beating Aokiji, then does that make him Admiral level?
I mean, he may have a title, but I mean, he's not really Admiral well-rounded, in my opinion. In my opinion, you can't really go off of my opinion
See, I'm just trying to understand, because my thing has been for the longest. You can keep up with an admiral, but you're most not likely gonna win. Doesn't mean you can't win, but you're most likely not gonna win. I think both Luffy and Doflamingo on that level. I think Sir Crocodile, I think Doflamingo's been on that level. Sir Crocodile, I think he was on that level. Like, I think a lot of cats are on that level. In the new world, we just haven't seen it yet. Okay, doesn't mean you're beating admirals. Let me stress that. Just because you're on somebody's level does not mean you're on par with somebody. That's a fallacy of an argument. It's a foolish argument.
The fallacy, is that a Final Fantasy reference?
No, that's a logical reference. Fallacy. I don't know Final Fantasy that well to know the reference. Yo, Luffy, dang. I went back to Fishman Island because I had me intrigued about him.
But, alright, see, the thing is, I got one more thing to say, Ed, but the thing is, when this movie comes out, we'll know for sure what Luffy really is from this training. Because
we don't know at what point it's going to be during this training. It's probably going to be more or less earlier on. I doubt it's going to be.
I feel like it's right after, because if you remember, when he was leaving the island, or no. What was the point when it was snowing on the island?
Actually, see, you can't say that because every month had all 4 seasons. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
So it was literally like, let's see, 48. So, and even the island, you see, that's what I'm trying to say. Even the island Luffy trained on, you could say, plot or whatever, but Oda made it so it's like advanced training kind of junk. Rayleigh had him on that island. It's like the whole thing. And another point that I like to bring up that people tend to forget, Luffy, the fact that Luffy lost all those years, pretty much decades of his life, he's going to be advanced. Like, he's going to have an advanced acceleration. Like, one just does simply not sacrifice decades of his life and evolve at the same rate. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't logically make sense.
But now that you brought that up, about the fact that he had to lose his life, that's another person that you would have to say, is Luffy on his level or not? Because I feel like he was Admiral level.
Who?
Magellan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. I've said that, too. Because Magellan, they couldn't touch him. Even Ivankov. Like, Magellan, he wasn't trying. He wasn't trying. Like, this dude, I really do. And the fact that he took down all the Blackbeard pirates the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely, I've said that, too. Magellan's on that level, dog. Like, Venom Judgment. Luffy, that's the only outside of, let's see,
outside of Akibi, because he's not touching Akibi.
And the situation with Kuma, but there was a whole lot. There was a Kuma, the pacifistas, and then Kizaru. But yeah, he couldn't. He literally ran. We don't see Luffy running though. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, man. Yo, Luffy. Yo, man. I was looking at Fishman Island. Yeah, I don't think we've seen anywhere near his. That's why I think it's ludicrous to say he's not on that level to where he can take Doflamingo, or at least fight with the man. At least fight with. I mean, hell, if you're gonna take an L, it's whatever. But also, the situation is so dire. Doflamingo is the kind of dude that would just murk everybody. Like, there's no. To me, Oda has left no wiggle room this time. You have to beat him and or kill him in order for everybody to get off this island safely.
John says, honestly, Ed, I put Robin over Brooke just because if she catches him with her hands, Brooke can't counter it, and also she can just break Brooke into pieces. Of course, just what I think.
I would ask, sir, when has she done that?
I think Brooke is too fast for her to do that.
Yeah. And he has the remember what he did on Fishman Island with the song and the illusions.
But see, that's the thing though. If we're going by the logic of how Brooke fights and his speed and everything, why can't we go by the logic of Usopp's fighting style, his long range fighting style, and the fact that no one's really touching him with this observation hockey because he can hit anybody?
Because when we think about fights, we usually put people on even platforms. I mean, if you're a sniper, so the fight is just gonna start off with Usopp in long range. That's just gonna give him an advantage. You gotta put both people on an even playing field in the fight. You can't just say Usopp's gonna start off sniping niggas. He can't just start off like at 100 yards distance.
I got you.
And not only just that, when you really want to think about it, look at what Robin. We don't know the distance of her ability. You understand what I'm saying? And what about Giganto Manos? You understand what I'm saying? She has moves like that. She has moves. Usopp takes time. At this point, he's not a quick trigger sniper yet. You feel what I'm saying? Which is another reason why he needs guns. But whatever. He takes time to set up his strategies or whatever he's doing. Robin don't give you that kind of time. You feel me?
Yeah.
Brooke is just too fast. Look, man, I have Brooke the fastest of the Straw Hats. Period.
I think Sanji's the fastest. Just a simple fact.
Fastest. Luffy number 2, number 3.
He uses his legs a lot. See, Brooke it was stated that Brooke is only moving that fast because he's light.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Until I see Brooke use Skywalk, I'm saying Sanji's the fastest.
He has to be the fastest. Exactly. You just said it. You know, because he used Skywalk. I mean, thing with Brooke, the only reason he ran on water, like you said, he's that light. But here's the thing: he couldn't defeat Ryuma back at Through the Bark. To me, that already put Zoro above him for speed wise. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Fireboy Chris says, I think Admiral level is at least Fuji 60%, chance of winning opponent 40%.
Wait, what?
He said I think Admiral level is at least Fujitora 60%, chance of winning opponent 40%.
I got you.
I mean that's at least reasonable. So you have to be.
He said if Luffy lost some of his life span, does that make Luffy almost in his prime?
Yeah. I would say, well, yes and no. Yeah, actually, yeah.
I'm calling. See, I don't believe that at all because I'm calling for either another time skip. Well, yeah, another time skip because the simple fact no one's mastered anything yet. We still have to establish every other Straw Hat specialty in hockey. You know, all this other stuff, and if they get a second hockey, then we have to do that and all this other good stuff. So there's obviously going to be another training session for the striker.
But agreed. This is what I say though. Number one, I don't think it's necessary. The only time skip I foresee is a 2 to 5 year time skip after One Piece is found before the final war. And there's reasons why.
Luffy can't be in his prime at all because of the simple fact he's not mastered anything. We know that Haki is the prime fighting of the New World. It's basically the difference.
Agreed. This whole thing about mastery in hockey, I don't think it works like it does in other series, okay? And the farther you catch up in Toriko, I think you'll understand why my thinking is different, as well as other series have made me think like this. When I look at hockey, number one, we don't know what level Luffy's hockey really is. People say it's the basics. I'm sorry, I'm not buying that. I'm really not buying that from what we've seen from other characters.
Wait, you done. Hold that thought. Quick question. What exactly is mastery of hockey?
I mean, but you gotta think about it this way too, Eddie. Luffy said himself when he left the island. I mean, if you can't take this for face value, I don't know what you can take. What you can take at all. He said himself. He said, "I still have training to do. I'm not even close to mastering it."
Yeah, I feel you. But what is mastery level of hockey?
I don't.
Is Rayleigh a master at hockey?
We don't know. I would think so, but you know that's just my thoughts on
that.
So.
See, yeah, I would agree with you with that. Like,
Shanks is the only person in the series. Not even Rayleigh has done this, but Shanks is the only person we've seen that can walk on a ship and crack it.
Right.
So what is the mastery of hockey? I think Shanks might be the furthest in hockey in the series.
Besides, I think Goldie Roger himself.
Well, yeah, that too. But, I mean, as far as that goes, his will is so strong. I honestly don't think anybody's gonna surpass his will. Maybe Luffy, but his will is so strong that he's cracking ships. So, what is mastery of hockey precisely?
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, Luffy. See, to me, Luffy's already on that level. We've only seen, and outside of the filler with the Kung Fu Dugong, Luffy's using armaments hockey up there with the top dogs. Let's be real. Wait, hardened armaments hockey, that's the level of mastery we've seen, correct? I mean, unless there's some new revelation that I'm missing. Like, so that's what I'm trying to. What level? The fact is, you know, Don Chinjao was talking mad smack, and Luffy popped out the head of what Garpin did.
I think the farthest level of mastery we've seen was Virgo, as far as armaments goes.
But no, we can't even say that because Doflamingo went half full body already, like off rip. And why do we say that's even mastery? You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying as far as we know, Virgo is mastered it because he has full body.
But and I don't think full body. See, here's the thing about this whole mastery jazz. I don't think Luffy nor Garp will do that whole body with armaments hockey because of their fighting styles. You feel what I'm saying? I think that's because of Virgo's fighting style. You see what I'm saying? I think it comes down to fighting styles, to be honest with you. But you know. But yeah, man, this whole argument about Luffy mastering that, I don't think it's.
Hey, yo, hey, 1 second.
People get twisted.
Hey there.
Master the basics of hockey in 2 years. This man left a year and a half in.
Yeah, did you invite WoW?
I mean, I don't think I don't know if Luffy's, well, that it would make sense because of the Gear Second shit. It would make sense that he's getting closer to his prime due to the fact that, who are we arguing with? I was arguing with somebody and they was like, that's not how he's gonna die because Chopper's gonna heal it. But irregardless, I think
Nah,
Luffy is getting kind of close to his prime at a faster rate.
I'm just saying, like, remember, he took that shot from, you know, Ivanka. Hmm? What's up?
I can't hear you, bro.
Yo, Ed.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
Hey, Ed.
He took that shot.
Yeah.
You invite Wow?
What?
You invite Wild King.
All right, hold on.
You know, he took those shots, and what people don't understand, what the importance of those shots from Ivankov, they're hormone treatments. It wasn't just him staying alive. You understand what I'm saying? When she said it would take decades off your life, when you literally think about that, that means he's aging. That's what that means. His body ages. So he's got to be getting, and if you got to think about it like this, red-haired Shanks was already, I don't know if it was Yonko level, but he was already on that kind of level when he was 27 years old. How do we know this? Because of what was stated by Whitebeard. When you came back, a man of your caliber. You understand what I'm saying? So if Shanks was 27 years old, which was young, and he was arguably Yonko level, Luffy in his early to mid-20s, end of series, to me makes logical sense. Plus,
What up, my G?
the island to be around, if not on or above, Luffy level because of the territories. Those kind of fights you're gonna call to advance rapidly. Because he's gotta face the Yonko sometime.
What's up, Wow?
I don't. Chopper is gonna heal Luffy. This is an inhealable. It's not even a disease. It's not. It's not something you can cure.
Oh, that was Anima. I think it was Anima.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Because you can't cure Gear. Like the Gear Second is literally killing him. Like it's not a disease that you can fix. How can Chopper fix something that's not a disease? There's no doctor. It's impossible.
You can't stop death.
No.
There's no doctor who can stop death, man. It's inevitable.
Oda never said that.
It's literally killing him.
Hey man, Oda never said that.
Oda never said that. Oda never said that. Even though Firefist Ace. I mean, yeah. I guess Whitebeard. I guess that like, come on, dog. Whitebeard was always sick and dying. I guess they're gonna stop that too, right? Hey, come on, dog.
But hey, I mean, it killed him, but we all know he ain't gonna die until like after One Piece. So I mean, he might or might not die, whatever.
May or may not die, but I mean, you know, regardless, it's not, you know, making him any younger. You know, and
bro, but this Funimation thing, what this about this 3D2?
it's a special
But Funimation, you need money and you need an account. But Crunchyroll is showing it for free.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, okay. I mean, Crunchyroll good then. I mean,
Why I can't but yet. Ain't gonna spell it. Hey, but I was just looking back, and that whole thing. And this is what I keep saying about the people who think Shanks is gonna somehow die before Luffy meets him. Come on, man. He got to return the hat. He at least got to show up. I think he'll allow him to keep the hat and stuff. But I mean, I have my own thoughts on what happens. But regardless, they will meet again. Like, come on, dog.
yeah.
He's gonna kill Shanks. Get out of here, dog. Oh. Even if he beats him, he ain't killing that man. The man's too skilled. Come on, man. Hey, it's like a character that's saying, I got you all of a sudden just gonna ride up and kill a monkey D dragon. Or my favorite when people say surely he was gonna kill Mihawk. What? Characters we see every once every 7 years, man. Get out of here, bro.
These niggas show up for one panel and leave, bro. All of a
Hey,
sudden,
bro.
behind the scenes, these niggas all of a sudden hacks. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, bro. But I have a feeling. I have a feeling for some reason Sanji could lose an arm, bro. I don't know, bro. I just feel like he could lose an arm or something, bro.
This is what I say though. I mean, I want that.
Or a leg.
No. I mean the leg. If he actually like lose leg, I could be pissed, bro. Cause he just ain't gonna look right. Bro.
Yo, what's up, people? Hey, I'm sorry I'm late, man.
Nah, that's cool.
Hey, that's why we need Kairos. I'm just regardless. No, I he's gonna kill Kizaru. I believe in that full-heartedly, and he will likely either die during or after the battle.
There's no one in this stream or in the comment section right now that can convince me that Sanji's gonna beat Kizaru.
Really?
Please try
serious, really?
to convince me of this.
Speed, man. Observation speed. Oda already done gave him the way out. Observation hockey. And people don't quite understand this concept. When both Big and Ray beats this man, Kizaru, I'm just gonna open the facts here. Why is these dudes? Why is Law getting blitzed by those?
Hey, Wonder, I'm not a big fan of One Piece. Well, you guys know that. But then like I told you earlier on, I actually read this chapter because I have to admit it was really good, even to a guy that's not really a fan of it. That what Usopp show wasn't that observation hockey?
Yes.
Yeah, bro. My nigga.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know because I don't really watch the series. So I'm just saying.
That's you ain't seen that before. It was like night vision, dog. Like Speak said, like that chapter was too beastly.
That nigga said the aura, bro. I was like, what the aura? I was like, don't tell me, bro. It's observation. Let's go, so because.
But I've been saying, look, I think first of all the Straw Hats in the series for logical reasons should have observation.
Bro, I was saying, bro, like all of these dudes have to have hockey because when you really look at it, at the end of the series, they can only have like 15 people at most because like. So like all of these dudes have to have hockey, like unlike all the other youngos, these niggas got like hundreds of dudes. They got 15 the most. They got allies, but
armaments hockey. Like for example, if Nami, my prediction is right, and she develops sorcery. You don't need hockey if you rocking sorcery, dog.
Wait, time out. Fireboy 16 said, okay, Luffy Pirate King level, but his body is gonna be like 70 plus. LOL. How can a man of Whitebeard's age be Pirate King? ? Whooping cats that are 30 and 40.
No, first of all, he wasn't whooping cats who were 30 or 40. That's not factual. Number one. Number two, who said 50? I mean, who said 70? Which is your third, which is... Well,
his life just getting cut short. It ain't like it putting a burden on his body, but it's like it cutting his life short. It ain't like aging him quickly.
Yeah, it ain't aging.
He was trying to say Luffy's gonna be aging, like Luffy's gonna be 20, but his body's gonna be 70.
It's gonna be body maybe 30, 40 years old, like Shanks and the rest of these guys. That's what they need to recognize. Like decades is maybe a couple of decades. They ain't even 5 decades. Stop, man.
But I don't believe his body aging at all. It's just like his life just getting cut at a certain point. Like stuff just ain't going no more after. I don't know. It may be like that, or maybe that he aging quick, or more quicker. But if that's the case,
For instance, like how people say once you get a certain age, you can't reproduce. So he gonna be like shooting blanks while he like 30 years old.
Yo, watch out, Reed. I think I agree with Walking like what he first said. I think it's literally like I don't think his body is literally aging. I think like they mean like literally lifespan is getting cutting shorter. So
that's
like,
what I mean.
He'll die at like Yeah, he'll die at like 30 or something like that.
Near each look, a lot because I believe Monkey D. Dragon wasn't active before he left the Marine, which would mean he would have been in like his 30s.
But he wasn't an admiral because they didn't know who he was.
Bro, I mean, I find it hard to believe, bro. You was an admiral and they don't know who you is, bro. Like that is, bro, come on, bro. That is that'd be somewhere on record, bro. Like
they gotta be the fakest friends in the world if they just
unexpected,
Was funny.
unexpected. You know, I could see it being that way, that he was actually admiral, where the Marines actually covered it up just like O'Hara. Like they just wipe out everything about it. It's like stop speaking his name, everything, and people just forget. Or the Marines are, because you'd be surprised what the government could do, bro.
Hell yeah. I'm saying, because I think Akainu and him were best friends back in the day. I really do. And they had a fallout because of the whole situation of him leaving and whatnot. Because Akainu, one does not simply, because, I mean, Aokiji and Kizaru went after him, but one does not simply just, like, he got pissed.
Right? No, but then again, it's always that one thing in the back of my head that was really saying that it ain't because of that. It's because Akainu is with his definition of justice, and Dragon is the opposite, like the total opposite of him. If you look at it.
I get that. I mean, remember how he was about to treat Kobe. Level of hatred was too much for some justice. That was personal. That's what I'm trying to say. Oda, and plus, I think we understand more about Akainu as we look about the new world. Because I think
you going out, dude, though. Down at you. Yeah.
What I say is, I think throughout the new world, I think he's matured.
All I'm saying is, if Luffy don't hit Boa Hancock soon enough, he's gonna be shooting blanks and can't reproduce.
Come on, bro. Please.
Yo, wait, come up. Fireboy16 said, if Sanji beats Kizaru end of series, that means all of the big three are admiral level, and they ain't no scrub admiral level. They will all be above admiral level, which might be a bit OP EOS. That logically means that fourth might be on par with an admiral. How strong do you think Gorosei will be? At least one of them Pirate King level.
Gorosei is definitely
I think Yonko level.
Yeah,
period.
Gorosei definitely Yonko level. The fact is, I mean, like I said before, you don't have somebody looking like Gandhi with a sword.
I mean,
doesn't happen. That doesn't even equate.
Exactly.
Somebody that looks like he's all about peace, but he got a sword. Like what?
Hey guys, I'm gonna dip out because I can't really bring anything to the conversation. But Ed, I want to thank you for inviting me. I just want to show you, I was late, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I really bring this conversation. Like, but hey, I'll holler at y'all the rest of the after party tomorrow. Y'all showing up.
All right.
You coming for a while?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, when
say what now?
Is it 4 tomorrow?
I don't know. I think it's like 2 o'clock because Andy usually he starts it at I think 2 o'clock, and then he gives everybody 30 minutes to show up, and then he'll start around 2:30.
He's been around 4.
I don't know. It might be 4. I could be wrong too. I don't know. I'll ask him later on. All right, you can ask him later on. I don't know. All right, but yeah, I'll holler at y'all later on, man.
All right, my black brother.
Hey, bro. This dude right here in my thumbnail, bro. This dude right here, bro.
Watch out.
Hey, he could be nasty, bro. By the end of the series, bro. Listen, everybody been telling me about Kenshin. His name is, bro. Zoro, bro. By the end of the series, Zoro got this.
Yo, but y'all really? I think the girl says gonna be Pirate King.
No, see, level is I just have Yonko level. I think Pirate King's just above all. But here's how I have it: Luffy, Pirate King, Zoro, Yonko.
I thought of a theory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What if
Nigga, let him finish.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Yonko level. I got Sanji above Admiral level. I got Usopp Admiral level at least. Unless he unlocks Conqueror's Haki, which we don't know. I got Baruch, Vice Admiral level, Chopper, Vice Admiral level, Frankie, Vice Admiral level. But things could change, and I'm not introducing any other cats because you got Jinbei and other cats, man. And I think possibly Sir Crocodile and Daz Bones maybe knock him. I ain't gonna front. Yo, if Sir Crocodile joins though, yo,
bro, that's too much, bro. Crocodile John.
Pirate Kings. Here's what people need to recognize: it's the Pirate Kings crew. You don't
Hey, bro.
weak ass crew.
You notice that though? Like Roger had a future Yonko, bro.
Hey, but
Bro.
listen. Oh,
Roger had a future Yonko as this Aaron
Shipmate.
boy.
This is Kevin.
but that's
Like,
the
that's what I'm saying.
This is the thing. This is my theory about what Ed just asked us. If one of the Gorosei will be Pirate King level, what if the Gorosei are some of the remaining, or the remaining of the ancient kingdom, which are the D, the users of D, or whatever you want to call it, and basically Roger was one of them too, and that's why they wanted to stop him because he was going to reveal, I guess, what they betrayed their civilization or whatever, and then once they got rid of him, and they're basically on the Pirate King level because they unlocked their will basically, and they're using it to their utmost ability.
In all honesty, I think they're the leaders. Like they're because I think other Tenryubito, I don't think all of them. I think some dudes are powerful as hell. Okay, I think those are the leaders of the Tenryubito. Those 5. Okay, and I think in the world government, I think there's other Yonko level dudes. I think there's other Yonko level dudes in the New World. Like I think the Shogun of Wano Country. I think the Giant Staff. I think there are other cats. Like Dragon, there are other dudes. There's so many people out there. That's what I'm trying to say. For Luffy to take down a dude like Doflamingo, to me, when I look at the entire world picture, shouldn't be ludicrous.
Yeah,
Because
I know.
Doflamingo and the Yonko is immense at this point.
I mean, when you look at the grand scheme of things, Doflamingo is like a dot. Like compared to all these different type of dudes. I mean, they are, bro, because you have to go back to Wano Kuni, and like I'm pretty sure Zoro got at least spar with the Shogun, bro.
He's gonna be training on that island. I really believe so, and I believe Sanji's gonna be trained on Kano Country.
What is Kano? The long leg tribe?
Shinjiao's from. And the long leg tribe too. I think he's gonna learn junk from there as well.
Yeah, he need to, bro, because it gotta be some powerful dudes there.
Yes, look at Blue Gilly. But also what I'm trying to say is I think the Straw Hats need more than one fight. Like Luffy, I think he needs to be rocking 2-3 fight styles. Same thing with Zoro, Sanji, a lot of things. Like, because it's freestyle fighting, but it ain't enough. It ain't enough, dog. It just ain't. Especially against a guy like Shank.
Yeah.
Yo, Fireboy says, if they're all that strong, how do you think they're gonna take the steps to eliminate the pirates that are currently running the New World?
Who's gonna take the steps?
It's a balance, though.
Yeah. Cause look, I say there's many pirate captains, not a full blown lot, but there's many pirate captains who are admirals. I truly think that. Okay? So Luffy being that to me is not ludicrous. Okay? Because I think there's other cats, Doflamingo. It's just that the Shichibukai collectively. This is why I say, man, the original 7 Shichibukai, if they were collected in a pirate crew, they're taking out any Yonko crew, period. I'm truly of the mindset of that.
Yeah, that's true, though, because Kuma and Mihawk alone, captain and vice captain, that's just too much, bro.
I think it's more powerful than Kuma. So, like, I mean, these dudes, Moa Hancock, so many Conqueror's Hockey users, freaking like Gecko Moria, who people sleep on. He takes your shadow, you're dead in the sunlight. Hey, come on. Mori alone, remember, he fought pretty much on par with Kaido. He survived Kaido?
I don't think Kaido was a nice dude to let you go like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Who do you guys think were like Yonko during the Roger era?
I don't think there was you. Because during Roger's era, it was a different kind of era. I don't think the Yonko happened till much later. You know, Whitebeard got old, everybody. Pretty much, Roger, it said he conquered the Grand Line. He fought dudes like Shiki, okay? I think it was a constant old school pirate war state, okay? It was no balance. It was just the strong survived, the weak died, pretty much. Pretty much. That's why Luffy, see, the thing about Luffy's journey is much different. It's a hell of a lot more balanced and a hell of a lot more dudes, too. If you would think about it.
Yeah, because, I mean...
Marines were about their business. Look at Garp, for example. Garp was chasing pirates. The Admirals ain't chasing nobody.
Yeah, because how they make it seem at Roger's death was like when this dude died and said that, it was like Duzem just decided to, hey, let me go out to sea because this dude said he'd leave his treasure somewhere. So it was just a bunch of people who was like, let me find this treasure, just going out, and then they just started establishing like hierarchy systems and stuff like that. I guess the world government is like, hey, it's too much of these dudes are there. Who's the strongest?
But see, even the whole thing about it though, when you look at it, like this is what I try to tell people about try to get them in check with the admirals. I have mad respect for the admirals, really do. But the fact that the world government doesn't control the New World says volumes. Says that it's not just the Yonko. Okay? The fact that you are relying on the Yonko tells me so much about your power structure, even though you have dudes on that level. But it also tells me the fact that the admirals can't come up into the New World and just wreck shop. There has to be other dudes on that level, at least on their level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because look at Akainu. He's the kind of guy that if he could, he would just come up in there and just be, you know.
Yeah.
What happened? Blackbeard, 3 times kick. But at the same time, he didn't fight Blackbeard. You know what I'm saying? So it begs a lot of questions.
What do you guys think? What do you think about Luffy and Fujitora? Because like you mentioned it before, Wonder, that Zoro clashed with Fujitora a few times, and Zoro wasn't really that like not too much affected by it. How do you think Luffy would fit with Fujitora?
You've been of this mindset for a while. That I have Luffy and Sabo on the same level, on par. Earlier, Trent. On par. Now,
I would disagree with
that. But I have a reason for saying that. They don't understand where I'm coming from. My reservation with Sabo is very simple. We don't know his defense. We really don't. We don't. We don't know his level of durability. We don't know his level of stamina, his level of agility, and his level of reaction time. We know that he's more powerful than Luffy as far as an offensive, destructive capacity, sure. His armament's hockey's better. That's my reservation. We don't know. Okay. We'll see. And he doesn't know his the Mayor Marinomi that well. My thing is Luffy can fight with Fujitora. Now if it's a serious fight, I think he's probably taking that out. I mean, Fujitora is the kind of guy who you have to understand his personality, which not a lot of people like. He's very cautious. Okay? He thinks. He doesn't want to fight. He doesn't even want to fight on this island. And people were saying, oh, you know, he was going to try to capture Luffy. Look, he had an
opportunity at the beginning of the arc to capture Luffy, and he's like, I'm not going to reveal my identity because if I do that, there's going to be a problem. You see, he doesn't want to fight on this island. He just wants things to play out. You see what I'm saying? I mean, he wouldn't have a reason to really agree with about reasons to fight. He wouldn't have a reason to fight, to be honest with you. And then fighting, don't see an outcome happening. Because I don't see either of them really trying.
I have a feeling though, Fujitora and Akainu probably have a fight because
Yeah,
because Fujitora to me seemed like he on the wrong side, but at least because it's three sides in this: Marines and the government, you know, revolutionaries and the pirates. But he seemed like he on the wrong side. He belonged really in the revolutionaries because he looked at stuff differently than all Marines. All the Marines just think, you know, one track, absolute justice. This is justice and bomb, black and white. But he tried to see, maybe this ain't right, or the government ain't God. So blah blah blah. So I have a feeling him and Akainu probably fighting. He
yeah,
might
I think
to,
he's going to kill.
he will switch to revolutionaries. Boy, if that happened, revolutionaries offensive power going up a hell of a lot.
I've been saying this for a while. I think they're going to fight, and Nakayu's going to kill him. I really do.
Kill him?
Yep. Two clashing ideologies.
Kill who?
Fuji? I don't know, bro.
Because Fujitora, I don't think we've seen him serious, but when he gets serious,
Yeah, bro. This nigga's so dangerous. So like, even though bringing down the medias against Akainu is kind of like, it don't make no sense because this dude like is that element. It's kind of like, bro,
it was casual.
what if this dude decided to bring down something else other than medias, bro? Like, what up with this? Like, I ain't see him try yet, bro, because he was just levitating the ship and bringing on meteors while eating ramen. So he wasn't even trying there, bro. Like, what he could do when he actually started trying, bro.
And Sabo's supposed to beat him.
And hold on, bro. The fact that when they was having this world this world picking up people joined with the Marines and stuff. It's just picking up people to be admirals and stuff. I it's kind of
Exactly.
it's kind of like it may be dragging inserting somebody else into the Marines because Kuma might not be that reliable since he had that half robot surgery. Maybe it's him, or it's just like dudes like this all around the world, bro. Just sitting around.
I think that's what I'm trying to say. Hell, Wild King. How do you just find these kind of dudes? See, I think he came from another country. Now, the thing about this whole thing, I think it's often misunderstood. First of all, we don't know. I don't trust Doflamingo. The dude's a liar. That's number one. Number two is I don't think Kuma's mindless. I think he's been altered. But also remember that he wanted that, and I think it has to do with Dragon, because I think Vegapunk, he's not a revolutionary, but he's associated with the revolutionaries. Because remember, Frankie got sent to his home island, okay, from when his childhood island.
Yeah.
So people think this dude's a complete robot himself. He's gonna get made weaker? Are you serious? I don't think people understand genetic manipulation. I don't think they quite get that.
but I was meaning for Fujitora Dragon might just send him in there just in case Kuma. I mean,
Yeah.
his plan with Kuma backfire or in some way mess up Dragon's plan. So maybe not, because I just kind of find that suspicious, bro. Like Fujitora on well Green, well we ain't even see him yet, so I don't know, but dudes like this just be sitting around at the house, bro, like in the backyard bringing down medias, bro. Like, watch out.
But this is what I'm trying to say, though. This is why. See, this is why I know Ed and Greed had a problem with Dressrosa. This is why another reason why I love Dressrosa. It just reveals, because a lot of dudes say, "Oh, I ain't got the danger sense of the new world yet." I'm like, wait. So we just gonna casually see a dude who just be doing an Uchiha Madara casually? This dude did an Uchiha Madara casually, and then remember the whole thing with bringing down against Sabo just because he got pissed for a second, and they like, "Yo, you just brought down Mios." Oh, my bad, y'all. My bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
well, everybody's saying that because like we've been on this toy run for so long, but everybody forgetting about like Sanji. The danger level for Sanji right now is past like a code one, bro. Like code red that been past, because like in a way he can take on, bro. Even if that's Big Mom's subordinates, in a way him and Nami them could take on Big Mom, so his danger level too high right now. And after Luffy them deal with Doflamingo, we still got a big problem outside. Well, they may not even be there no more. They may have Sanji just captured. So that danger level could be, oh my lord.
you're simply gonna use coup to burst and get the hell out of there. Because look, Big Man, I'm trying to tell you, man. She wants Luffy's head. Like, here's what people are talking about. They keep focusing on Kaido. Luffy has 3 Yonko that want his head, man. 3. Kaido doesn't know it yet, but Big Man, he's already declared war on, which is why I think she's going to be the first. Blackbeard, you already know. And now Kaido?
Hey, bro, I have a feeling though. I have a feeling though that ship what they brought to like Dressrosa, that ship probably hold down. The Sunny, because the ship was moving, bro. Like the ship looked like it alive. So why it can't just hold down the ship and like them dudes jump on and just deal with Sanji them one time? Because even if they subordinates, these dudes supposed to be on this level, bro.
That's why I'm saying the fact that I love the fact that he asked Luffy to return fire. That says volumes about the. But I mean, he just started looking like a pirate and made me relook at Sanji because he's at least strong. At the same time, when I look at it, it's like I think that's her flagship, but Big Mam's not there. No, Big Mam ain't gonna go there for that mission. Are you serious? She's a young. You look at Jesus Burgess got sent. See, that's just another example. Here's another thing. Nobody ever talk. Where the hell is Jesus Burgess? That's what I'm heavily worried about. That's a massive threat and a massive problem. People are like, oh, this dude. People are so biased, man. This dude hasn't been harmed yet. Everybody's beloved Sabo put in no damage on him. 0.
Hey bro, but you gotta look at it like this with everybody, including me. Burgess, well, even if he ain't second in command, he gotta be third in command. And it's like this dude's supposed to be putting in work, bro. Now this telling me one or two things. The second in command with Blackbeard ship can't tussle with the second in command with the revolutionaries. Even if he didn't get harmed, Sabo was playing with these dudes.
But at the same time, let me go back to the scene because people forget how it's happened. Diamante, okay, we know Bartolomeo was protecting Rebecca and all that. He was helping, Sabo. When you look at what happened, Diamante tries to strike Sabo. Sabo breaks his sword with the pipe, and then Diamante doesn't even pay any of attention to Sabo. He pays no attention to Sabo.
You already know the deal, bro. This nigga already broke his sword. He's like, I ain't got nothing else to fight with. We turn my attention to the little weak girl on the floor.
The fact that he turned, I'm telling you, if that was Luffy, there ain't no attention getting turned. Come on now, you know that. Then I'm not saying Sabo beneath, but I'm just saying if that was a Luffy, come on, please. And then Jesus Burgess, Surge elbow, just casual. Just casual. I'm just
wasn't doing nothing though. No, listen. When you second in command of young coach, like, all right, take for example, let me see, a young Yanko, second Marco, bro. If Marco was there, bro, that wasn't happening, bro. Like Sabo was getting work, my bro.
But at the same time, I mean, people say, "Oh, Sabo did." All Sabo did, in all honesty, was break the ring when it came to overall effect of what he did. But he didn't hurt anybody.
Bro.
I'm being factual. He hurt nobody.
But it was clear that it was clear as day like Burgess wasn't on Sabo level, bro. Come on, bro.
Hey, I clearly think Jesus Burgess is below
What?
Luffy's level.
Bro,
I clearly think that.
listen,
He's below.
that's why I say now, bro. Like Black Bear taking on Shanks right now. Like Black
Exactly.
Bear, they get wiped right out, bro. Because Burgess he's supposed to just have this.
These dudes are getting wiped out. Look at the facts, man. Y'all stop. I mean, all you have to do is look at in 2 years. Somehow they're supposed to catch up. This dude Yasop outdrew Von Auger. Ben Beckman had, you could say, oh, it was a troll or whatever. Ben Beckman had Kizaru put his hands up. Ben Beckman, like this mug, who I think is the greatest strategist in the world currently, had this dude put his hands up. Shanks stops Akainu. He like, yo, Blackbeard, you wanna go, bro? Blackbeard's like, he had to think. He like, we ain't ready for this, dog. we ain't ready, dog. We ain't ready. There was only 10 of them. The rest of your crew was still in the ship. And they only brought one ship. See, this is why I try to see. This is why I say, here's how I see the, as far as in crews, end of series, how they rank. The Roger Pirates will probably always be number 1 all time. Number 2, I'm going to have the Straw Hats. And number 3, the Red Hair Pirates. There's a reason for this. The Red Hair Pirates show up to Marine 4 during the middle of a war. One ship. A Yonko crew with one ship. We know the Blackbeard and Whitebeard pirates had multiple, tens of commanders. You feel me? They had Blackbeard has 10 and Whitebeard had 14. We know that Big Man. Come on, dog. And we know Kaido has at the very least 500 plus artificial zone users, let alone his actual crew. Everybody else got massive crews, and Shanks is rocking like 20 to 25 guys. And somehow he has a weaker crew than these other youngsters.
Yo, it make me laugh though. It make me laugh that one time when Shanks and Whitebeard was clashing. Like, if you notice, or two the crews like Marco and Jozu and like Lucky Roo and Ben Beckman, like when the sky was splitting, these dudes was acting like it was normal, bro. They was like, oh, they like especially with Ben Beckman, this dude is smoking. This dude is smoking. He was like, oh, look at that. Sky splitting. It's like, bro, you see that on the regular, bro? Like, what the hell, my G?
Yes. What? Do you remember Diamante? Wait a second. But remember what Diamante said. Let me bring in the factual. And Don Shinjao. Diamante goes, oh, so this is a clash of Conqueror's hockey users. You know what I'm saying? When Luffy Shinjao. And then what Don Shinjao said, he said the season had a field with Conqueror's hockey users. Field. This is casual.
Bro, that's the same reason why the world government can't even think about ruling the new world, because like dudes like you have so much dudes on the sea who rocking King Conqueror's hockey, that got to be at least Vice Admiral and above, bro. Like at least.
Let's see. The as of now, and I'm just saying as of now, because Boogie, it's your crocodile, who knows about Conqueror's hockey. But as of now, we have I think Mihawk is unofficially confirmed at this point. We have Doflamingo, Bull Hancock. Okay. I mean, when you have a dude, let's just think about the levels. When you have a dude like Jinbei, now Jinbei to me is so damn dangerous because you talk about martial artists. He's a master fisherman karate, and while I think Luffy has him. Like this dude, he can fight like on against admirals because he's just that damn dangerous.
Bro, I believe though in the world of One Piece, Jinbei have like the biggest advantage if you're talking about them fighting on the island, because it's like mostly all the top dudes except for like Shanks, like all these dudes rocking devil fruits, bro. So like if I was Jinbei, bro, like any chance I get of fighting near water or in the water, I taking that, bro, because I know these dudes can't touch me here, bro. That's my element.
Dude can pull water out the air. Like he be air. He be
waterbend.
He be waterbend.
Maybe airbending suits.
Yeah. Yo, somebody just said something on. He said, "I got a question. Akainu went after Blackbeard and his whole crew with no fear. Is it just me, or Akainu on a different scale than Admiral level? I mean, he went knowing he could. He went knowing he would have to fight the whole crew.
Nah, bro, he ain't went going knowing. I think Aokiji's arguably above that at this point. I think Kizaru, people overrate this man because of his devil fruit. I really do. If Kizaru would master his devil fruit, he should be top 3. He should. Look, there is no excuse. None.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, I was just talking about it. Yeah, what happened?
I know.
Yeah, Akainu, man.
Still alive.
Yeah, are we still live? Are we still live?
Saying?
Oh, I was saying Akainu's. I think he's above Admiral level at this point. I think it's a possibility Aokiji as well. But the thing about it, man, I was about to say though. I don't think he was gonna fight the Blackbeard Pirates, to be honest with you. I had something else to say, but yeah, that's the gist of it, honestly. Like, see, the One Piece world, the Hunter x Hunter and Toriko, I keep saying I think Oda, Mitsutoshi, and Yoshihiro Togashi all talking, and it's all similar things. New World, Gourmet World, Dark Continent. But like, I love the fact in other series as well. I read The God of High School. It's a balanced power scaling. Okay, it's not a BS power scale. Like, that's what I'm trying to get people to understand. People can beat people. You know what I'm saying? It's not this clear hierarchy, unless you're clear levels above. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. To me, Law, and I said, I've been saying this. It's no disrespect, but the Law had already been shot up, damaged up by Doflamingo, and a little bit by Fujitora, if you throw that in as well. Not to mention the fact that he'd been in a Seastone Kairoseki handcuff for a while. To me, he was going to be in a way against Doflamingo. To be honest with you. And Luffy's not going to be, because we know the facts is Luffy fights at another level when he's full on, fully focused. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to see. And plus, I didn't want to hear no excuses. Everybody keep trying to say, you know, Luffy can't do it. And not only that, we have yet to see where, unless Luffy has been completely dominated, where he has fought an antagonist, a foe, not one-on-one. Luffy can't stand help. I mean, throughout this whole arc, he's been saying, screw that. I'm taking Doflamingo. Screw what y'all saying. So all of a sudden, he's going to allow himself to fight with Law? What? That's not how Luffy gets down.
Well, not everything always goes according to plan.
Right. But then that's
therefore Luffy been fighting him.
There was Trable. There's a situation with Trable, and there was Diamante before, but we saw what happened there. And I had thought
Luffy's gonna fight Trable since he's Logan.
But you tell me Law can't fight him? I thought Law had hockey as well.
Why can't Law fight Doflamingo? I mean, he had the grudge for 13 years. Come on, bro. Luffy just got the island.
Beat him.
Luffy's had a grudge against Doflamingo for like 3 hours. Law had it for like 13 years.
But it doesn't matter about grudges. Plenty of folks have had grudges, and Luffy still fought them.
Examples. Give me examples.
For example, okay, Lanel situation. We know the fact he should have been dead, but regardless,
I mean, the grudge wasn't necessarily against Enel. It was the fact that they wanted their homeland back, and Enel wasn't there whenever he took it. Enel just became God like 3 years ago.
Right, but now was he was massively.
He so happened to get caught up in their anger that he was on the receiving end, since he was the one who proclaimed up the
say the whole Gecko Moria situation where the people that just were pretty much enslaved. They were enslaved.
Come on, bro. Lola, you know she can't fight.
I know, but and then you have. Well, Jinbei should have beat, but whatever.
Big Mom's daughter cannot fight a Shichibukai. The Irish.
See, I want to know what happened there. Like, how did she get separate? But you know what? That's a whole. I can't wait for that situation. But you had Vivi. She could beat Sir Crocodile. Sir Crocodile. Yo, dog, my dog.
If she would have hockeyed up both arms, I mean, you never know.
Sir Crocodile. This the same man that people sleep on at Marine Ford. It's like people be picking and choosing what they want to see, dog. Because when you go back to Marine Ford, look, Oda done just show this dude. Like, come on, man. Doflamingo didn't beat him. Akainu stopped. Mihawk stopped.
Yo, he rushed Whitebeard twice. He's like, I'm kicking your head.
Oh, you're pathetic. You're not the same that tried to fight you.
You weren't this weak when we fought last time.
I think he would have killed him, to be honest with you. I really... People say, oh, is it? No, it's because, look, Sir Crow...
Who was going to kill who?
No. I'm talking about because of all the battle damage. I think he would have killed him.
Killed who?
Sir Crocodile. Sir Crocodile killed Whitebeard because of the battle damage.
You mean like the creme de la creme, like the finishing blow?
I wouldn't say finishing blow. I mean, if he would have been marked up and they would have full on fought, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing Whitebeard come out of that, dog.
I mean, I don't know, because wait, you got at Marine 4, you got Crocodile stronger than Kizaru and Akainu? Crocodile's my favorite character, but I mean, being logical, I don't think Crocodile is taking on Akainu.
You heard what I said. I said battle damage. I didn't say,
Well, I mean, you can say that for like most people at Marine 4 with that, then could have finished them off.
I mean, nah, dog, because they took the whole Blackbeard Pirates to unload on the fool. Everybody unloaded.
That was hockey-less bullets, yo.
They unloaded. Yo, did you watch that? That scene was crazy. I'm like, nah, bro. They lit this man up and he was still standing. I'm like, I would have been scared. Hey, I don't get scared, but I would have been at least nervous. Blackbeard had a right to be. I'm like, wait, we just shot this fool. Like,
why are you so easy still alive? Yo?
Why are you still standing? It should be. That's why I say physical.
This nigga died standing. I would have pissed on myself.
That was scary.
Yo, at that point, Miriam would have experienced fear as well.
Yo, at that point, that's like I remember you talking about experience.
Yo, that was the funniest part in a Hunter fucking anime, bro.
They say he experienced fear for the first time in his 10-day life.
Yo, the narrator in Hunter is the funniest cat ever, bro.
Nah, the narrator for Tori.
Yo, this nigga said Miriam fear for the first time ever, bro.
He's so
Toriko's too. Hey, Northside, you know you don't heard me read it a couple times. Yo, Greed knows. The Discharge of Zebra, the first 2.5 pages were mad funny, man.
The funniest thing I've ever read.
That's the funniest chap. Yo, the funniest. Oh, and I read some funny junk, but that just in of itself. If you don't know the series and you just read this, it's just like, what? How is this? Yo, there's mad hype on this. Eat the stock up before Zebra eats everything. This man was a natural disaster. He destroyed the play. Yo, man, this was too funny. Dang. Mr. Toshi's narration is on that level. Oh no, my favorite. Oh, hey, you talking about fear? Zoro. Was it doing? I'm trying to remember. You've ever experienced fear? Oh, who was that? I'm trying to remember. Was it Vegeta?
Vegeta, Android, and
Android. Yes, you're right. Yo, has Android experienced fear?
Have you experienced fear?
And then freaking Monet was shook. Yo, Zoro, like this the same thing. It's like it was the fear of God. If she could piss her pants, she would have like she was. That's what I think was going.
The worst fate of fear that I saw was in Hunter x Hunter when Welfin finally realized he was about to die. This man turning old, bro.
Yo, what was worse, Welfin or Nav? Nav was worse because Nav.
Nah, his hair went white, but this man Welfin aged 50 years in a matter of seconds, bro.
But what I'm saying about Nav didn't even see the king. He experienced an aura. It wasn't even P2. It was Poof. And Poof is the weakest of the Royal Guard, man.
Nah, you don't know that. Nah, you don't know that.
Man, that man's the weakest. Yo, he was the weakest.
He probably had the most accessibility. This dude was teaching every single Chimera Ant their Hatsu, yo. Come on, bro.
Yo, man. Yo.
He's like the Dark King Silver's early of the Chimera Ants, yo.
Nah, bro. UP and P2 would have killed him.
Bro.
Yo, Morel would have killed him.
Biscuit would have killed freaking Poof.
Poof was so trash as a royal. Like, I had to expose him. I had to do a video exposing him because that man
he did for the stereotypical, like, kings, like, guards.
But he wasn't. You know who really was? It was P2.
This dude, life was the king.
Nah, P2 was the king. Because stabbing me.
It was all for the sake of the king.
Man, that wasn't for no sake of the king, man. What? I don't buy him for a second.
128, the straightest episode in all of anime, yo, was for the sake of the king. That stuff was so. Hey, I was doing live reactions for that episode. I started just in the stream. Yo, I was like, yo, I can't watch this, yo.
10 minutes in, I kept saying, yo, I ain't gonna lie, I had to do it. I wouldn't do it.
You jumped in. You jumped in. I was like, whoa, what?
Yo, if I pull up my one, I might have to go back and watch my video for that. I'm like, yo, my title, because I didn't do many live reactions or whatever, or Hunter x Hunter reactions. I said the title was, I think, yo, that's gay. I said 128 reaction, yo, that's gay. I never do a title to my reaction videos, but that was the gayest. I'm like, no, man. No, but what was And it kept going. I'm like, Togashi, Yoshihiro Togashi, I know you wrote this a while. Never again do anything like that. And then the whole liquid with Yuppie, yo, that was mad suspect. I'm like, no, what is that? Come on. Oh my gosh, the anime. Sometimes, like this dude, and then he thought he was slick and could fool the king. And then after you know this dude can read your thoughts, you still trying to fool the king? Not respecting that man, not respecting the king's intelligence. You treat this dude like he was almighty. To me, Pito was the only one that stayed true. To be honest with you, to the end, I'd rather die, rather go and give up his life on me than the king. And after death, after being decapitated, Pito was still going in, bro. Like, that's too much.
Yuppie would have smacked Pito. That's
nah, bro. I think Pito. See, to me, I think Pito was the most lethal.
Capability. This man's an enhancer, yo. You don't mess with these enhancers, yo.
But Pito was a specialist.
P2 was, ironically enough, P2 was a specialist, but like a close combat fighter.
Huh. Well, in all honesty, if you think like that, Kurapika's like that too, for the most part.
Well, I mean, Kurapika, he's not really.
He can fight mid range, but he is a close range fighter.
He's not no natural specialist though. Well, technically he is, but without the eyes, he's a conjurer, which is weird because it says he becomes a specialist. So you know how like the hierarchy, well, not the hierarchy, the way the table is set up, like the farthest from conjurer is emitter.
Yeah.
And the farthest from specialist is enhancer. So whenever he becomes a specialist, does it slide over and does he become like, I don't know how to explain it.
Well, what was stated is that he has, I know it's the levels to it, but 100% efficiency.
But yeah, you know how the farthest category is 40%, right?
Yeah.
So when he becomes a specialist, okay, without the eyes, his farthest category is emission, so he's 40%. Whenever he becomes a specialist, his farthest becomes an enhancer. So is the emission still 40%, or does he become you see what I mean? Like, does it slide over?
No. What I think it is he has a special. See, the specialist, he has a special kind of ability. You feel what I'm saying? Like the specialist, I don't think it works like that for them. You feel me? I just think.
Yeah, some people think all specialists are like that. Like they get 100% efficient. Nah, that would be too much.
See, that's why it was specifically. Look at Corolla Lucifer. Corolla Lucifer is a specialist because his junk, like, see, people, they don't look at the details more so. This is what I try to tell people. Like, pay attention to the details. Like you were telling me, you be catching details and you be showing me some stuff like I be missing. They don't pay attention to the details. That's why I think Gon will not become a specialist. I think because this dude, Togashi, intentionally made this dude a enhancer understanding this. Now, what may happen is, like you mentioned about the other categories, he may be pulling a Gene Freaks. Well, actually, no, he may not be like Gene Freaks. He may just be an enhancer master, like on some other level enhancement. You know what I'm saying? Gene Freaks, this is what I think Gene Freaks is. I don't think he's a specialist, but I think he's like all of them. All 5 of the other categories are ridiculous. He's just ridiculous.
Thing, like in all these series, the main character is usually unique in some way, which sets him apart from like almost all the other characters, and then they become that select few. And I mean, it's even Togashi even hinted this with the whole nin chart. Only a few, I'm not gonna say select few people like on some Conqueror's Hockey, but only a few people have access to become specialists later on in life, which is kind of equivalent to like Conqueror's You see what I mean? So like, why wouldn't that apply to Gon? Like, see, you can take that two ways, because what would his specialist ability be? That raises another question. If that may be the case, if he becomes a specialist later down the line, what would his ability be?
My thing with Gon, okay,
because like 90% of the characters in the series, they can only use 5 categories, and only specialists can use all 6.
Right. See, but with Gon, I mean, but actually, to be honest with you, Kurapika doesn't have a quote-unquote specialist ability. He just is able to use all 5 at a high level of efficiency. Now, the thing about it, though, with Gon, if I look at other specialists, Gon doesn't seem like he just seems way too simple-minded. Doesn't mean he's stupid. It just means he's an enhancer to the team. And plus, the enhancers may be a little bit special as well, because look at Maha Zodic.
Maha.
Yoda 2.0. This dude's the only enhancer of the Zodic family. For you. So, I'm just saying, though.
Maha.
Yo, this dude, yo, that's my dude. Yo, man. And I haven't met him yet. I'm gonna love this character.
See, I see what you mean by. I'm guessing you're going by the whole personality test.
I think that
Soka brought up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, check this out. Look at what it says for emitters. Hot-headed or hot-blooded, not really detail-oriented. Like they jump the gun a lot, and that fits Leorio to the T. Now look at Razor. He doesn't match that description at all. He's calm and collective, and he's an emitter.
Yeah, but you got to think about it like this. Think about what Razor was before, gone. He was a criminal.
I mean, we didn't really know. He was just he was
a criminal. What do you mean? We know.
Charles. Some criminals are like calm and collective. Those sick motherfuckers. They're
no,
like
they're not.
really...
Some of them are crazy, dog. Think about Razor. I can just picture Razor as a criminal. He probably was sick in the head. What's up?
Charles, you're missing the point. What was shown is this dude was a straight up. It's hot. He was. That's what, when Gene found him, that's what this dude was. He was hot-blooded. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I think age got to him. You know what I'm saying? As you age, you mature. Look at Uvogan. Uvogan isn't like Gon. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? He used his emotions very smartly, very intelligently. Like, he was very, very skilled.
Yeah, so that's what I know that Nobunaga, he's a enhancer as well.
Oh, I can definitely see that. Now that you say that. Oh yeah.
Hey, but check this out, yo. Crollo is crazy because in terms of physical strength, enhancers logically are the strongest. Aside from Nin, they should be physically the strongest. And in the troop, Crollo, who's a specialist, who should be arguably one of them, he's 7th strongest in the troop. Like when it comes to like arm wrestling, and Uvogan and Nobunaga, they're 1 and 2, obviously, because they're the enhancers. But Crollo, he was number 7 when he should be like down the list, like 12 or 13. He's a freaking specialist.
This dude, no. This dude here, I'm telling you, physically, like I'm thinking he like some Mihawk junk. Like he just looks skinny. he just look like he can't, he ain't strong. But this dude's powerful as a mug.
One thing kind of irks me is, even though this kind of irrelevant, Zushi is a manipulator. What? I don't. I'm not saying because of personality. I'm guessing.
Who's Zushi?
Yeah, Zushi.
Is that the pink hair chick? Was it the pink? Is it? No, that's not the pink hair chick. Who's Zushi?
Zushi. Os. Wings student.
Wait, he's a manipulator?
Yeah, he's a manipulator. Yeah, exactly.
Manipulative little bitch.
You remember for the test, Gon was enhancer, Killer transmitter, wing enhancer, Zushi manipulator.
Maybe it's because he was young as a mug. That could be it. See, that's the thing though. We need to see when people mature. You feel what I'm saying? Because I mean, Kurapika, he was 17, now he's 19, and I can definitely see that. Maybe it's just because Gon and Killer were too young. You know what I'm saying? Like look at Illumi, manipulator all day, every day.
Illumi is hacks. He can control your dead body and still make you use your nin.
Too cool. But Hisoka, yo, I can't wait to see Hisoka truly fight, dog. This dude has not cared. He's not been serious. Like, come on, man. Like,
I see Hisoka get one shot at yo losing his head.
And then he doesn't die.
It's gonna be so ironic.
Hey, guess what? This dude gets his head decapitated. We think he's dead. Hey, Northside. This dude gets decapitated. We think he's dead, right? Bungee gum.
Chill out.
But yo, I'm telling you, this dude gonna be pulling out some Kill la Kill status stuff, dog. Some Doflamingo. Yo, I'm telling you, man. If this dude bungee gummed his whole body, instead of ink my whole body, this dude bungee. Yo, if this dude started like stretching abilities, I'm not saying on some Luffy kind of stuff, but I'm telling you, like Hisoka, his cards, like this dude has not. I'm trying to say this dude's dangerous as hell. This is what I'm trying to like. I know Illumi's got them corpses and he got them needles. I get that, but I'm trying to tell people this man Hisoka is dangerous as hell, man. Hey, but what I will say though, not the most powerful, but who I believe is the most dangerous character in the series is Gyro. I really do.
Oh yeah, of course.
This dude, I mean, he was a king before. This dude, he dies, gets reincarnated, and he says deuces to the queen. He like, screw you, I don't care. As soon as he's born. Like, what is that? This dude, we have yet to see his face. Is that?
Yeah.
How do we not see his face? Like, does that mean? I want to say he's going to be at least the level of the king.
No. He wasn't even born.
I don't want to interrupt you, but for those who are gonna watch this or are watching, I just got my hands on the link to the movie. I'm about to paste it in the chat in this hangout. I already have the link loaded, so I don't know how y'all want to do this. I don't know if y'all want to mute all y'all mics and then watch it loud, or do you guys just want to keep commenting but mute your turn down your volume and we'll just read the
Hey Ed, listen, you playing a dangerous game here, man, because one hint, if somebody mess up one time, dog, that's a strike on your account.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure it out right now. Are y'all gonna mute all y'all mics and hear it, or y'all gonna turn down the volume?
Yeah, you know.
What?
Yeah, all right. What? You got the link?
Yeah.
Wait, is
that
Hold
this
up.
on Anime Get?
Yeah. Shoot,
so how y'all want to do it?
I don't know. I think I'll just try to watch it later, though. So I don't know. What?
One does not simply watch 3D2Y late.
What does that simply mean?
Yo,
watch out.
Y'all want to watch it and come back?
Yeah, I mean, I'll do that because the link, because it'll just be easier, to be honest with you. Which one is it on? Which website?
Well, this is the Funimation, but somebody put the link in for King of Lightning because they have a subscription, so we all got the link. I don't know if it's gonna work for you guys, but we could I can either end the stream when we all watch it in the hangout, or it's whatever.
Yeah, I think it's better if we just watch it in the hangout.
I think you better just end the stream because you don't want no problems with your account.
Yeah. Yo, shout out to everybody who's watching the stream. Shout out to everybody who watched the stream today, and all the people who are gonna watch the stream. I'm pretty sure y'all gonna see this movie anyway, but we out, yo. Y'all wanna do your outros?
You already know it's Mr. Gitmo Cheats Greenland here. Subscribe to my channel.
Hey, before that nigga, check out my channel. I'm out.
I got the bubble guts right now before that little black ass little monkey muted me.
Hey, you met the boss?
You already know that.
Oh.
Yo, alright, everybody, we out.
That was
Get money, more money.
Booty tricks.
Sign our suckers.
Where that link at though?